Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Nerdsters of the Universe.
Hey,
I'm Kerwin.
and I'm Pizza.
And it's Tuesday night, so we're here to have some fun and do some nerd talk. We're going to talk spoilers on the Suicide Squad later, so stay tuned for that. Hold on. Somebody keep YouTube muted. They must have been watching somebody else's live during the VP-a-thon. Did you catch up on The Bad Batch?
I just finished the last episode just now.
Oh, man, I really hope they do what I hope they do.
What's that?
I didn't put spoilers for The Bad Batch in there.
Uh-oh. Well, if you're new here, we do spoilers a lot. But
yeah. Spoiler! Red alert, spoiler alert. I want redemption.
For Crosshairs?
I want Crosshair's redemption.
I'm thinking it's going to happen since they kind of double-crossed him and left him to die kind of thing.
I liked the little twist where he had his inhibitor chip removed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good.
I liked that. But I want redemption. I want him to be more like, yes. Because obviously he's got that word, that anger built up in him that his team didn't come back for him.
Right.
But it's like, dude, you're a trained sniper that constantly tried to kill them, and they had no clue you didn't have your inhibitor chip in. They didn't come back for you because they didn't want to have to kill you. But no, man, I was loving it. Love that episode.
Yeah.
I love how they did the clones. What they did with Camino.
That kind of freaked me out a bit. I was like, whoa, there.
You knew the Emperor wasn't going to let that loose end float around.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, I'm loving the show. Loving it.
It's growing on me.
It's
14
growing
episodes
on me.
14 episodes in,
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it.
Titan Season 3 starts soon, doesn't it?
Which one?
Titans Season 3?
Titans is going to start soon, yeah. The 12th in a couple days. Today's the 10th. I think a couple days, Lower Deck Season 2 starts for Star Trek cartoon. I'm going to be in on that.
There we go.
I know Discovery, they're saying, is starting November, I think. The Season 4 is in October or November. Because they only do like 10 episodes of these cartoons.
We get Shang-Chi next month.
Say what?
We get Shang-Chi next month.
I don't know if I'm really feeling that the way everybody else is. I don't know.
I feel like Shang-Chi is like one of those throwaway movies.
It's one of them. I think it's like a throwaway movie in between there kind of thing. Robbie's the same way.
It can't be at that point where we look at it as a throwaway movie. Because, at that point, Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 are throwaway movies. The Incredible Hulk is a throwaway movie.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. All these, Guardians of the Galaxy. Basically, I hope we're not at that point where people look at MCU movies that are character-based on the actual characters and go, oh, it's a throwaway movie because it doesn't have something to do with the main event that's going to happen.
Well, not so much the main event. I'm just sitting there thinking, I don't remember Shang-Chi being that big of a character.
Well, I say it's a throwaway movie because it's between Black Widow and Spider-Man.
Well,
it's between Black Widow and the Immortals.
The Immortals, too. Spider-Man is later.
I forgot Immortals was that.
Ooh, you forgot the Immortals. Look at you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Black Knight.
The Immortals comes out in November.
We need to do another Lego thing because Robbie has definitely gotten into the Legos. Where's the box? Oh. He bought today with his adult money from his job.
You gotta be careful so extra piece on.
Hold on. Hold on. Close it. The Death Star final battle scene. He spent like almost $100 today on this.
Good Lordy Lord.
7 bags of Legos.
To go back in time and be able to spend the money you earn from work on stuff you want.
Yeah, go figure.
Hey, you can make it go as tax write-off.
Yeah. Robbie's like, we could do it as a tax write-off, can't we, for the show? It's not yet.
No, not yet. You're gonna be making a lot more money before that can happen.
Although
paying taxes on the show.
I was getting ready for not tax write-offs, but a stuff for the show and the convention in September, I found this.
I found it, but whatever.
Robbie pointed it out.
There we go.
Katie Sackhoff, Bo-Katan black figure. And wouldn't you know, I brought it home, looked at the website, and due to professional things, she had to pull out of the convention.
Ugh.
I'm sure they're probably filming Mandalorian or something or whatever they're doing.
Probably.
And it's not like I'm not pissed or anything like that. The woman's got to work. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm disappointed she's not going to be there. And I'm like, oh, I got it. But,
another time. There'll be another time.
Yeah. And while we were out, I picked some stuff up for you, too.
From work.
I got, we got Kerwin some pops. So we got Captain Kirk in his chair. We got Mirror Spock.
Sweet.
And Mirror Sulu.
Nice.
You can see that without a glare on it, but
I can see it.
there you go. Yeah, there was I have them already, and I was sitting there, and I usually don't just buy things off like when I see them, but we were at FYE in the mall when I took kids to the mall, and it was like they were like clearance, like the pops were on sale like crazy, and then if you bought two, you got one for $1 or something like that. So I'm like, all right, I bought the ones they had. I'm like, all right, Kerwin's got some, I got some, we're good.
Yeah, well, you know what you got?
What's that?
Me.
Superman's Kryptonite.
Oh, we got it. All right.
Got it. Man, those Val Zod comics.
Yeah.
When the auction went up, I went on and looked and saw what the different, looking at the different keys that were in it and what they were selling for, so I'd have an idea what to bid on it and stuff.
Yeah.
That lot of Earth 2 comics was worth probably about $100 tops. Because of and I researched it because it's a possibility. It's not even set in stone. Like it wasn't, it's not even on IMDb or anything. Because the fact that they announced that it's a possibility that Michael B. Jordan will be doing a Val Zod show for HBO Max.
Right.
That lot in an auction on high bid, which normally goes for about half of what they retail for because it's all resellers that are buying them.
Yeah.
Went for over $200 and something.
Oh my God.
I was like, what?
It's not even really collectors. It's them resellers, man.
It is. It's speculators. I'm telling you that a majority of these high-end sales are speculators buying from speculators buying from speculators. You may get 1 or 2 collectors out there that are buying it, but if only 1 or 2%, of the public, of the consumer side of the public, is actually paying that price, that's not the benchmark price.
Right. They're gonna, and if they don't do their little movie, if they don't do the show, they are definitely going to be back to what they were normally at.
Mm-hmm.
And dare I say, even dollar bin by the end of the,
Well, it won't ever be dollar bin. It's the first appearance of Val Zod. Before the show was even talked about, the first appearance was worth $30.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean, though. But they're gonna speculate it. They're gonna drive the prices up like crazy.
Oh yeah, just like they did with
it doesn't happen. They're gonna be
just like they did with that West Coast Avengers issue where the first appearance of White Vision.
Yeah.
When White Vision's coming, White Vision's in the MCU, White Vision's on there. Drove that comic to being selling for like $230, and then he's
nowhere to be found.
He's very short and sweet, boom, haven't announced him coming back or anything. That comic dropped back down to being about a $30 comic. Like, speculators push, and then you get other speculators. And I guarantee you, most of your collectors are just sitting back going, I'm just holding back.
Yeah, wait and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not looking for resale when I pick something up. You know what I mean? I'm looking to see how it's going to fit in my collection.
That Omega Men comic, first appearance of Lobo, the lot it was in, I was wanting to get that. Lane has a first appearance of Lobo. He has that comic in his store with a $100 price tag on it.
Ooh.
I was like, ugh, so if I get this one cheap enough and it's got some other comics with it, because it wasn't just that comic. It was like a lot of 20 comics or something like that. So it's not like, you're getting a lot more for the bank. I think sold for $130. That lot did.
Damn.
I didn't buy it. I was like, that's too rich for my blood. I'd come home and be like, babe, I just bought this for $130. We wouldn't be having a show tonight.
No, because you'd be hanging outside from a tree.
I would be dead.
That's right.
Not that dumb. You wouldn't be able to find where I was. I would have just never come home from work.
Right. And there'd be a whole lot of Google searches that says how to hide a body.
How to hide a body.
Oh, man. But no, they were the keys. The keys in that auction were going insane. Through the roof, insane. There was one that was
what a night.
It was a Marvel comic. It wasn't really a comic. It was more of a previews magazine.
Yeah.
And it had the first sketch. How it's a key is it's got the first sketch of the symbiote suit, the Spider-Man symbiote suit.
Yeah.
That thing, I looked it up and I'm like, okay, if I get the entire lot for $50, I'm doing really well. Thing sold for like $130.
Oh my God.
The lot did. I'm sitting there, I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on here? And then today, after the auction's done, I can log in and see who all's bidding and stuff. When I'm bidding on it, I can't touch any of that. That's all, password out and stuff because no nefarious stuff going on.
Right.
After it was done and everything, I'm looking and seeing who won and looking to see who was bidding and all this to see how it was going. And also make sure that we don't have any issues like we had the last auction where somebody went through and just ran prices up and then didn't pay.
I hate that. That drives me insane.
And I'm a member in a couple Facebook groups for comics.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing names and I'm like, that's a reseller, that's a reseller, that's a reseller, that's Barb, the old lady I work with, she's like, how do you know that? And I'm like, they're in my Facebook group, they're in that Facebook group, they're in that Facebook group, they're in that Facebook group. She's like, oh, I didn't know you'd know them because I never talked to them. I just know the name and I know, okay, that name from that city in Texas.
Yeah,
that's them, obviously. That name.
They're the ones pushing all the They're the ones pushing all the resales of the books.
Well, the big thing right now is Walmart packs. The 3 packs at Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel's putting keys in them.
Really?
Not keys, variants. Like the 1 in 1,000 variant, the 1 in 500 variant. And people are flipping out like, how are these variants getting in there? This is a fluke. This is a fluke. Well, there's only one of 2 things I can think of. One, it's maybe a fluke in a sense that perhaps Walmart isn't supposed to get ratio variants based off their purchases. And someone went ahead and sent them ratio variants based on their purchases. Or 2, they printed way more ratio variants than they were supposed to, and somebody sent it to Walmart. I don't know. I personally think Walmart has been ordering the comics from Diamond and them, so they're getting the ratio variants that go with the comics they order, and then are putting those in the packs. And people are on there flipping out. Why would Walmart sell a $100 comic for pack for $9 with 2 other books? That just kills the market. Like, no, it's called a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
It's called capitalism, dude. They get on there and oh my God, they're buying them by the tens. Like they'll be like, I picked up 25 packs, 3 packs from Walmart, because I should be able to resell this and resell that and resell this. I'm like, oh my goodness, why? And then you'll have somebody that'll show and they'll have like three packs. They went and bought 3 packs, and I got nothing but trash. I don't know why I did this. Like, you didn't get trash. You got comic books, and you got them less than cover price for modern new books that aren't a month old.
Yeah.
And you're throwing a fit.
There's a guy that comes into Wade's shop all the time. He goes to like the flea markets and goes through all the comic books, and he goes back and tries to resell them to Wade for money. Like, oh, it was just a Columbus flea market, and he picked these up, and he brings them in to see what Wade will give him for them above what he paid for them, you know?
Yeah.
Makes me insane.
Around here, a lot of the flea market type things. There's one in Columbia. It's an antique flea market store type thing.
Yeah.
And there's a spot in there that's low. You know, they've always got comics. This is where I got that one comic, a bunch of those comics for 50 cents at.
Yeah.
Back on my birthday weekend. I was talking around, and from what I understand, that space is actually leased out by one of the comic book store owners. And that's where he funnels out stock that isn't moving, as well as imaged books and stuff like that. He just goes through and funnels it out over there. So, because you get your collectors coming in there. If you've got a book with a couple dented corners, and then you've got 2 or 3 others that don't have dented corners, that one dented corner is going to sit there for a long time. So he'll put it in a bag, mark it down, and send it over there. If he loses 50 cents on a $1 book because it had dented corners, he's not really losing anything.
Right. He still made something on it. He still
made something. You know, plus people who go in there, they don't know it all. You know, I bust up laughing when I go into some of these antique stores type thing, and they've got comics in there. It'll be a comic that's all beat up from the 70s. You know, okay, it's a Bronze Age comic, cool, but it's all beat up, and right on the front, they've got the actual sticker on the book, and it's got like $10 on it. And it's like a $1 book in the condition it's in, and they just put a sticker on the front of it. Like, and then you ask them, be like, you know, I'll look at them and be like, I'll give you $1 for these books. And they're like, those are old. See, those are 40-cent books. They're worth money. I pull my phone out and no, they're not. No, they're not. No. Oh, that one would be worth money. Let's see. Condition. All right, let's pull up condition. Stickers. Oh, that puts it down at this grade. Value, $1. He just looked at me like, yeah, because you put a sticker on it, you lost money.
Right. You screwed it up.
Yeah, you tore up the book. It's funny. Like, I don't like.
I don't. Yeah, a lot of people do that in the stores, or if they find stuff like one lady at the antique store I go to, when her parents passed away, she found a lot of her dad's comic books, and they're not in the greatest of shape, and they're not even bagged and boarded. They're just thrown in a box for you to go through.
Yeah,
and she's like, you know, stupid prices on them. She's got little tags taped to them. But I'm like, lady, they're still taped to the cover. You know what I mean? You still got a little piece of tape on the cover. And she's like, $10, $20, $20. It's from the 50s. I'm like, it's a comic nobody's heard of. No one's seen it. It's beat up. Ads are cut out of them. You know what I mean? They're not.
Yeah, it's just because it's a gold age comic doesn't mean it's gold age money.
Right.
You know, you got to find that niche, and that niche doesn't exist everywhere. You know, your Westerns, tons of gold age Westerns.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was your most commonly printed book.
Yep.
Everyone loved Westerns. So that was the highest, you know, that was printed like crazy. So they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And now you don't have a lot of people that want Western book comics.
No.
So you got an abundant supply and no demand. And what do we know, guys, about economics when it comes to supply and demand?
Yeah. Oversupply and no demand. You'd be lucky to sell 10 of them for $1. You know,
get good while the getting's good, and then have a depression.
Like you ever hear the term? You know, all you got there is a bunch of funny books. Well, that must mean you've got a lot of the cartoon books, the Daffy Duck, the Mickey Mouse, the Looney Tunes, and Yogi Bear and stuff like that.
Hanna-Barbera. Yep, all those.
so many people come across those and be like, "Oh wow, I've struck gold." Like, no, you didn't. They printed crap ton of them, and no one wants them. They want Superman, Batman, Action Comics, Amazing Fantasy, Captain America. You find those 50s and 60s books, yeah, you've got some gold.
A lot of the older ones too, like from the 80s, like the original Ninja Turtles, like with Image Comics and Dark Horse Comics, like Jim.
Well, Image, the older Image comics aren't worth much.
The original
because when Image came out, they had the mentality of we're comic book people. They worked in comics for years. We're popular, so we're going to create these books, and they printed hundreds of thousands of them. So that was the problem. Is there were the market was flooded with them, like Spawn. Spawn was one of Image's first titles. I don't know if it was their first title, but it was.
Well, you have like Wildcats, Gen 13.
Yeah,
even the first wasn't Lady Death in them. The first Image comics.
Lady Death was, yes, but they're still did not.
Because I have Lady Death #1 with the foil cover, and that's going for supposedly a decent amount of money.
Well, let's find out.
First edition Lady Death, and
let's look.
Beautiful shape. I've never barely even touched it.
Lady Death.
Lady Death, Evil Ernie, all those guys.
Bert and Ernie.
Or not Bert and Ernie, so.
Evil Ernie.
Lady Death #1, the 5,000 gold or 5,000 print gold cover.
Yeah, I have the foil cover.
The golden foil cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one in raw condition, if it were 10.0, is $40.
Really?
In raw. Now, if it were graded, you could get, a couple $100 out of it, but you're paying to grade it and all that. And it has to come back, a 9.8 will get you $100.
Wow.
So, that's if it comes back a 9.8.
They were going for more earlier on. I think they went down then.
The Chromium edition, first 1,000 signed and numbered, are only going for $28 gem mint.
Really?
20-something dollars. If a 9.8 graded would be about $90. Now, this isn't 100% accurate. If you go on eBay and do that, I hate doing that because the speculator market causes it to fluctuate too much. I like to find find that median where somebody's gone out and said, yes, we've had 50 of them sell at $200, but we've also had 150 of them sell at $20. So we've got to find that happy medium in between and go, this is our average price of what it's worth. Because just because you had, again, if you've got the minority of the community paying the outrageous prices, that doesn't put the benchmark of what it's worth.
Right. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm selling them or anything like that. It's just I have what is it, Wildcats #1 or something like that. I have the Gen 13. I have quite a few of those. Mantra, whatever her name was.
What's her mantra?
Wildcats, 1992. Wildcats #1 is worth in raw 9.8, grand total of $4.50.
Holy crap!
If you've got the golden edition, now the golden edition.
Let me tell you.
Golden cover, that could be a 9.8 raw value is about $70. Graded could get you up to, a few $100, $300 or $400. That's the gold.
Yeah. I'll stick to my Superman. I got some 1955 Supermans down there too.
Yeah, the Supermans. Those are where the money's at. That Superman #2.
Yeah.
In the condition it was in. Now, mind you, front cover's detached, back cover's detached. The book is old, tan pages.
Yeah, it's probably yellowed out like crazy.
The color, the
The colors in the book itself?
The colors in the frames are amazing, but the pages themselves are tan.
Right.
Where they should be white. The back cover was torn in half, but it was still there. However, it was missing the centerfold, which is common in that book because that centerfold was a Joe Shuster. It was a Joe Shuster pinup. But not having that in there, it's still not considered a complete book because the front and the center itself was the Joe Shuster pinup, but the back side of both sides were story. So you don't have the complete, you've got a little gap in story there.
Yeah.
Now, still, it brought nearly $3,000.
Holy crap! It's not bad.
Ungraded raw is going to bring less than graded. I feel it should have. It's one of those things where if you're going to do something like that, if you're going to auction off a book, like say you're you don't know much about comics, you come across them, you got a family member that passed or passed them down to you or whatever, and you're like, I'm going to sell these. You find any that are actual worth money, like they show up on Key Collector, you look for it on Key Collector, the issue pops up, oh, that's a key. Stuff like that, and they're old, get them graded. The downside to getting them graded is whether you go through CBCS or CGC, don't go through PGX. Apparently in the community that is not even grading, so waste of money. But CGC or CBCS, you get them graded through them. The problem they're running into is CGC. There's people still waiting on. I'm on the groups I'm in. They're still waiting on books they sent back in February.
Yeah, I read that when I was looking into some things.
January. They're still waiting on getting their books back. Same with CBCS. You get some that get them back sooner, some that get them back later. But that's where it would have run into. Is it's like, well, we would have been holding on to it a lot longer than we were because we would have been waiting for it to come back graded.
Yeah.
So. You don't have to get it graded yourself. You can take it to a comic shop. That not all of them do it, but you can go to them and be like, "Hey, do you grade book? Or do you send books off to be graded?" They'll be like, "Yeah." Then go, "Oh, okay. How much does it cost me?" And go through them, or you can sign up yourself and send them out yourself and all that jazz.
Yeah,
it's like giving knowledge gets you a good deal on something.
That's okay.
But now speculators, to me, speculators are starting to ruin the grading market too.
Really?
Well, the newest thing is getting your books pressed. You've got to have your books pressed and cleaned before you send them off to be graded.
Oh, for God's sakes.
So now a book could have had spine ticks, could have had something wrong with it, but a good press job can make it go away. Which, okay. Cool. It's not considered a restoration. All right, whatever. And they get it graded. Cool, you get your book pressed and cleaned and get it graded. All right. But now it's become the norm that you do it before you get it graded. So all these grades, and then on top of it, they're looking at it, and you could send a book, and this is my where I have a problem with it. Say you have a book that is legitimately a 9.6.
Yeah.
Say it has a bunch of them don't even say 10.0 anymore. A book has to be flawless to hit a 9.8. To me, that's dumb.
Yeah.
I think one minor flaw that falls within the parameters of near mint, one minor flaw would make it a 9.8. Two minor flaws would make it a 9.6. So you can have a book that would have two minor flaws easily be a 9.6, or should be a 9.6. You send it out, it comes back as a 9.6. Great. Now, if you were to take that same book and send it to a different company, and that company would turn around and say, no, that's an 8.6 for whatever stupid reason, just say they didn't feel good that day. I was like, nah, it's an 8.6. That I don't like the way that blunt looks. It sticks out in my head too much. Well, the community's going, that's a better grading company. They're more stringent. That's an 8.6 because that grading company's better. No. Just because one company is too harsh on it doesn't mean that's an actual grade. There's guidelines out there. Grading a comic book is subjective anyway. It's not 100%. Until they come out with a computer program that can scan that book and have an algorithm in it that says this is the grade, it's all subjective. You're not there. If you go in and look at the Overstreet grading guide, you're not supposed to take into account manufacturer's defects. Those don't affect the grade.
Right.
Well, now one of the most common manufacturer's defects. I wish I had a comic book on over here with me, but I'll use this as an example just to have something to hold up. As you know, collecting comics, a very common manufacturer's defect is when the comics are getting cut by the machine, the top corner up here gets that little, I call it a little hangnail.
Yeah.
Oh, that's instantly against the grade.
Shouldn't be. That's
considered a blunt corner. It's not clean. That's a blunt corner. Like, they have turned the passion into the situation where I have seen numerous, not one, not two, but at least 10 different people say, if you can get a 9.8 when you buy a comic brand new, you're lucky.
That's crazy.
That shouldn't be the consensus.
No.
I mean, I can understand if you buy a comic brand new and it's got spine ticks and one corner got dropped and it's all smashed up. No, obviously that's not going to be a mint condition comic.
Right.
But to turn around and go, oh, because it's got that hangnail, nope, that knocks it down to a 9.6.
That's ridiculous.
CGC, a lot of them, they've gone to black lights. They inspect the comic with lighting, different, not just black lights, but different UV lighting and stuff to try to find slight fingerprints on it. And if it's got a fingerprint on it, the grade drops down.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, here's the funny thing, right? They handle the book gloveless. They've always graded without gloves because it's how they can feel the texture of a book. One, to make sure it's authentic. Two, to make sure it hasn't had any restoration done, meaning that the cover hasn't been replaced. It doesn't have tape in it. You know, people are pretty creative with the restorations. You know, it doesn't have it. You know, people haven't colored in stuff with a Sharpie, stuff like that. So right off the bat, they're touching the book barehanded. But if that light shows there's a fingerprint on it, you lose a grade. What if it's your fingerprint?
Yeah, right.
You probably check whose fingerprint it is.
No, I doubt it. There you go, Grits. They're just taking like a nice hobby and like a passion that people have, and they're just turning it into, once again, the capitalist nightmare that, you know, it doesn't need to be.
And I love the thought of free market. I love the thought of I've got no problem. Somebody wants to price their book for $1,000, price for $1,000. Someone wants to buy it for $1,000, buy it for $1,000. I don't care. Don't chastise other people for not doing it.
Right.
You know, one of the biggest things in the comic book hobby that I keep hearing over and over again that just makes me cringe every time I hear it is the hobby should pay for itself.
And it's not a hobby. It's a job.
No, the hobby doesn't pay for itself. A hobby is a hobby.
Yeah, hobby is your own entertainment. So, you know.
When you're 10 years old and you're buying Pokemon cards, you don't turn around and go, I'm going to sell these cards so I can go buy more. Right. No, you spend your parents' money on a crap ton of Pokemon cards, and then when they're not buying cards, you're trading what you have for cards that you don't have.
With your friends,
and money to pay for itself.
Is there $100 charge on that?
You know, when you're collecting toys, you're not going around buying toys. But that's what it's turned into. It's turned into the situation where people feel if they really want to collect comic books, they feel that it's not a matter of, I'm okay with, I understand the buy two rule. I get that. Buy two. One to read and one to keep away. But for me, it's one of those situations where I would understand the buy two rule to an extent. Your normal dollar books, and I don't mean, I know they're $5 now, $4 now, whatever.
Yeah, I know, it's getting ridiculous. $5.99.
But I call them dollar books because in 20 years they may not be worth but $1. Your non-key issues. To me, there's no need to buy two of those. Buy one, treat it right, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Key issues, yes, I'm all for buying 2 key issues. Buy one to read, buy one to enjoy, and buy one to even send off and get graded if you want. So you've got that key issue to keep the value of your collection higher. Because, at the same time, you want to be able to possibly get a payout on your collection at some point or pass it down to your kids and let them get the payout on it. You don't want to turn around and have a book that could have been worth, I look at it like this, like say, for example, say I ended up having a book that turns out to be worth $100,000 and I die and it gets passed out to my kids and they don't care. It'd be much more better for them to have the money, and they find this book and, oh man, it's worth $100,000. But because I didn't care about it and I just read the book, threw the book off to the side, threw it on the desk, whatever, and it's all tore up, comes back with the cover tore in half and all this stuff, and it ends up only being worth $10. It's not really fair to them. I was passing it on to them. It would cost me $5 to get, if it's a legitimate key, like if it's a key as in, oh, it's this art print of this guy and that guy, and it's the first cameo appearance of Wolverine's hand, but we all know that those don't count.
Right.
But there's people out there kicking themselves in the rear that they wish they would have kept 2 Hulk 181s. Or at least 1 Hulk 181. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Giant X-Men #1, Amazing Fantasy 15. Those kinds of things I completely and totally get buying 2. But we're at the point now where people will post on there, oh, just came back from the comic books or just came back from my LCS, and they'll have a picture that'll have 10 of each book of each variant.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that goes,
How many times you got to read that book and with different covers to understand what's going on? Oh, these are to resell. Good luck.
Well, that's one thing I like about Wade with that. When it has the different variants like that, and it's the first edition, he has a limit on you're allowed to buy 1 of each.
And these people complain so much about that too.
Say what?
They complain so much. My LCS only let me buy 1 of each.
Yeah, he wants everybody to be able to get one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it's just, it is what it is. I've paid for some variants because I wanted them.
Yeah.
Spawn, and it's all a matter of print run. The Spawn, the Spawns that are in the mid 200s, like 240 range, well, 200 to whatever, those are expensive. Like you're looking hundreds of dollars because they didn't print as many. I was like, what's so awesome about the storyline? Well, it's the same storyline. It continues, but they didn't print as many, so they're worth a lot more. Not to me. I want them badly, but not badly.
Not that badly. I think all the stuff we used to enjoy as a kid, like even toy collecting. I mean, come on. $30. You know what I mean?
Well, Black Series.
For an action figure, Black Series.
Well, Black Series.
For the adults, the pops are $12 a piece if you buy them regular. Legos, $100 for my kid to buy Legos.
I want to ask that toy company. I really do. What makes it for adults? Why the Black Series? What makes it for adults?
Well, Black Series is higher quality.
It doesn't even say for adults on it, but the adults that are our age that grew up with Star Wars, Star Trek.
Well, yeah, we're going to buy them.
And the toy companies are like, you know what? And they're not even marketing them towards kids anymore. They're just out there for the adults. The Migos, all that stuff.
Migos are for adults. I'm sorry. Kids aren't going to want Migos.
We did when we were kids, but it's not it's not a computer app. So they're not going to care. So granted, I'm the one out there going, look at the new Migos, and I'm getting all excited.
Look at the comic books. I mean, come on, seriously. If you were to come out with a comic book now with a character like Thanos who flies a helicopter with his name on it and gets arrested by the police, do you think kids are going to go, oh, that story's awesome?
Yeah. Hey, look,
they're going to look at it and go, what is this? And throw it away.
Look, I'm J.J. Abrams.
Lens flare!
Yeah, I got to send that link to you for that company that I get my stuff from that we talked about, because this one's the Admiral's pin from Picard. It's got the gold background.
Yeah. He's shiny.
Yeah, it really is.
I liked the ones that they were making that were like legitimate size, but they actually made the noise when you clicked on it.
Yeah. This is the regular one. The silver
It's
and
still
gray.
shiny too.
Yeah, and then I got the silver and gold. $9.
Not bad.
I looked at Quantum Mechanics for one badge. It's like almost $20.
Good lordy lord.
I'm like, are you high? Magnets
Yeah,
don't
they're
cost
high.
that money. You know what I mean?
I really chaps my keister.
So,
Yeah, so many places charge so much, but that's what it's gotten into. It's gotten into but at the same time, you're having to fight the collectors.
yeah, that's it.
You know, it's like, oh, I would like to get this toy. You know, and this is what annoys me. And so many people are like, well, it's not always collectors. It's not always resellers. It's not always resellers.
Yeah, it is.
That is. When I find out, when I go online and I find out, oh, they're releasing this line of Ninja Turtle toys on this day, and I go to buy one of that turtle, and it's sold out when I get there. Not able to get there as soon as they open because, you know, I gotta work. But it's sold out when I get there, whether it be on my lunch, be at the end of the day, or say I did run in on my way to work and it just didn't happen to be right when they opened. Because perhaps they opened at 6 or something. Who knows? And they're sold out, but I can go online and find over 100,000 of them available to buy online at 3 times the price.
Right.
That's resellers driving up the price.
Right, because there's
They're scalping it.
Yeah, some big fat guy lives in his mom's basement that was waiting there when the store to open, and he just shoved his arm and got them all in one cart and walked out the door with them.
Where do you think PS5?
Oh yeah, and they've got it. They've got it down. There's groups out there. There's chats out there. They've got friends that work in those places. They know to the day. Like those Walmart packs. There were people on there going, yeah, I know exactly what day the guy's going to be there to put those out, so I can get there and buy them all up. Like, really, dude? Really?
Yeah, I mean, granted, I like buying this stuff too, but we got this one. The Adam West Batman.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Robbie got this one for me.
Nice.
I mean, and they're good. They're articulated. It's a silk cape.
Which toy company was that? McFarlane?
Which I think it was McFarlane. Yeah.
No, not McFarlane.
No, which one was this?
Probably Mattel or Toy Biz. One of the two.
Toy Biz or Mattel or even Hasbro anymore. They oops, this little batarang keeps falling out here.
They're getting better. They're getting better.
I mean, yeah, you got the silk cape, and I mean it's articulated like. Although I will say they're not really a fan of Batman or Adam West because he's looking like Grandpa Batman, all
because he is
chilling with the belly and shit rolling out. Talk about screen accurate, man.
Well, it's like Pops. I still run into so many people that are like, Pops is just the current Beanie Babies. They're not going to be worth anything. And I'm like, oh, I don't care. I've got a lot of Pops. I was like, and my mom still has her Beanie Babies that she bought in the 90s. And they're like, yeah, I bet she's upset that she can't unload them, huh?
It's like, no, they're hers.
Yeah, she bought them because she wanted them. She didn't buy them to unload them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's coming to the new thing, you know, where I'll mention, oh, yeah, I've got all my comics. Like somebody goes on there, they put on there, they're like, what would you like your comic book size to be? And I put on there, how many titles are there, issues of each title and number?
Yeah.
One of each of those, that size. And people on there, oh, so you don't want to collect comics, you want to hoard comics. No, I'm not saying I want to buy every comic that exists. I want to have a full collection.
Yeah.
I would love to have issue 1 through whatever of every title. I think that would be a cool completionist type collection.
Right.
Oh, no, that's hoarding. They're like 10, 20 long boxes max. You get more than that, you got to start selling them. How could you even afford to pay for that hobby if you're not selling them? Why do you think I don't own one of each title?
Right. People think that that's you know your hobby. You have to make money on it. No, it's a hobby. I want them. They're mine. You know what I mean, that's what I want. Eventually, maybe if it came down to it, and you know, my kids were in some kind of dire straits, then yeah, they're there to sell if you need to. But you know, someone starts looking at your comic books, and you're like, no, you know.
It's almost like things have sentimental value.
Yeah, sentimental value, everything. You were talking about the comm badges that you push and they make noise?
Yeah.
I just got these online the other day.
Those things are
Klingon
huge.
Well, that's the background one. This is
I know.
this is the one that's supposed to go on your arm for the Klingon.
Yeah.
And, whoops. And I have the Bajoran one.
Nice.
The Starfleet one I got somewhere.
Probably on the
But-
floor.
My cat's been going nuts all over the house.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he just gets in these running fits. Where all of a sudden he's just running everywhere in the house. Knocking crap everywhere. But oh, my daughter came back from the shore. Anna came back from the shore. She bought me this at the shore.
Aw.
I was thinking taking it to one of the conventions and getting it signed.
Whichever convention he decides to go to. Oh, wait. I know which convention he's deciding to go to this year. Kansas City Comic-Con.
Is he really?
Heck yeah. I hope I get to go because I want to get a Brent Spiner autograph.
Isn't he he's from Texas, isn't he?
I have no clue, but I think he is.
I think he's from Texas. I know he goes around there for a while when he was supposed to be at some conventions I know out here before, and he ended up having to pull out of them. He just sent like a whole buttload of pre-autographed pictures. And if you wanted to buy one, you could buy one, but you really didn't get to meet him. It was just the autograph picture.
Which is still pretty cool.
Yeah, but
People weren't out without, Yeah, no, there's a sentimental feeling when you actually meet the person and get the autograph, and you can't beat that. But at the same time, if you're going and they pull out and you don't get anything, I mean, at least you could,
Yeah. I mean, come on, there's a whole thing to say nerding out in front of Jerry Ryan and not being able to speak. That's a story you tell for the rest of your life.
I just want to look at her square in the face and go, "Are you going to start being on the new Leverage show or no?" Because I mean, she was. I really hope they bring her character into that. That'd be sweet.
Although, I do have a story. It's a little off topic. I have the story forever here now. I play the lottery here. I buy the lottery, the Mega, the Powerball, all that stuff, just for fun. So this week I'm like, oh, you know what? I didn't scan my ticket from last week. The Powerball ticket, it's $231 million. That's fine. Now the little scanner only has one line. So the message comes out a little at a time. Or like play. I scan my ticket. I hear beep. I look down. It says, "You are a winner." I'm like, oh my God, I won Powerball. I'm sitting there thinking, buying a pirate ship, buying this, not telling anybody. Mansion with an electric fence to keep my sisters out, all that stuff. And all of a sudden, just as fast as it said, "Win, you're winner," beep, I only matched the Powerball. I won $4. So I can officially say I'm a Powerball winner, but hold on. I was like, as fast as I went, I went, oh. I was like, oh.
Speaking of that type of thing, have you ever watched the movie Waking Ned Divine?
I heard that a long time ago.
Oh God, it's hilarious. It's an Irish film.
Yeah.
And the guy, they all play the lottery. It's a big thing, like it's a little town, a little coastal type town.
Yeah, like the whole town won the lottery or something like that.
No, it's a big thing where everyone in the town plays the lottery. So like when lotto numbers are getting pulled, it's like you don't see people out and about shopping, or no, they're all home, sitting in front of their TV, watching the news, watching those numbers pull.
Right.
And Ned Divine, and they basically all know whose numbers play, who plays whose numbers or whatever. Well, Ned Divine's sitting there and he's watching. He wins. He wins the jackpot and has a heart attack and dies.
Oh my God.
So then it's a comedy about the people in this town trying to get Ned Divine to redeem his ticket.
Oh my God.
But he's dead.
It's almost like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, right.
I love Weekend at Bernie's and I love Weekend at Bernie's too. Don't get me wrong. Those movies, had me busting up when I was a kid. But Waking Dead Divine to me was just so much better. But I think part of it could have just been because it's Irish, and I don't know. Like even American. Go ahead.
I've been on a nostalgia kick with movies lately, like Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, Weird Science, all those kind of movies. Even Robbie was watching Superman 2 the other day, Donnerverse Superman 2.
You know, we didn't have a moment of silence for his death last month.
Yeah, right? Okay. But it was, you know, it is what it is. I can't believe all the people that are dying. Marky Post died.
Who?
Marky Post from Night Court. She was in Night Court. She played the revival thing of Electro Woman.
Yeah, I have to see a picture.
I used to watch Electro Woman and Dyna Girl when I was a kid on Croft Saturday afternoons. And then they did this really weird revival of it in, I want to say, late 90s, early 2000s. And it was like Dyna Girl's like living in a trailer, alcoholic or whatever. Or yeah, Electro Woman's living in a trailer, and Dyna Girl ran off with her husband, and this teenager's trying to get her to come back to being a superhero. It was pitiful. And then they redid it again, I think closer to like 2013, 14, or 15. And it was a little better, but of course it was the new version, so everything was, you know. Anyway. Yeah. Oh man, I've done some nostalgia watching too lately. I can't remember which movies exactly because I have to watch them with subtitles on because Ashley won't watch them. So it's when she's falling asleep, you know, watch them. But in the end, you know, I'll be on HBO Max. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that show in a while, or Amazon Prime. Be like, oh yeah, I watched this movie. She's like, oh, what is it? I'm like, you won't like it. Why? It was filmed with an actual film camera, not digital. Oh yeah. Like if the thing was filmed before 2003, she ain't gonna like it. Oh God!
Unless it's been digitally remastered to look like it was filmed with, you know, like she can watch Jurassic Park all day long because you know it's been digitally remastered.
Yeah.
But you put it, you know, you turn on Princess Bride and she's like, "This movie looks stupid."
I love the Princess Bride. I love that
movie. She goes, "No, look at it. It looks stupid. Like, watch the movie, not the screen."
I love that movie. To this day, I still love The Princess Bride.
Oh heck yeah!
All those, and if I'm on the HBO Max, especially because they have a lot of the Hammer horror movies.
Yeah,
a lot of the old vampire movies that were all cheeseball back in the day.
This was one. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but this was awesome. Right. This was awesome. Nora, you know, little ninja Nora.
Yeah.
She always shows a fit when we turn on real people movies. She wants her cartoons.
Right.
Which I'm okay with somewhat because she loves DC superhero girls. So I might be getting my comic book kid.
There you go.
May have taken 4, but might be getting my comic book kid. I turn around and I'm like, Zach's sitting in there with her, and Zach are sitting in there with me. And I'm like, I'm scrolling. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this movie in ages. I'm watching it. I don't care what you guys want. Play the Switch, put in headphones, grab your phones, go to your room and watch something on your own TV. You're spoiled. You got everything. Go do something else.
Yeah, right.
I'm watching this movie.
Ungrateful cretins, go away. Yeah.
I'm watching this movie.
That doesn't love you anymore.
So I turn it on. I doze off. I'm a 39-year-old dude. I'm going to doze off if I'm on the sofa watching a movie. That is a recipe
to the choir on that one.
That is a recipe. Everyone knows you hit a certain age as a guy. For me, it was about 22. At about 22, if you're kicking back on a sofa and you're watching a movie, even if it's something you're extremely into, you're going to nod.
You're out.
But you're still watching it.
Yeah.
You can hear it. You could someone turning it off. Crashly thinks it's hilarious because I'll be asleep in bed, having to get up in the morning. The alarm will be going off 15,000 different times right next to my head. Though, and stuff. And her hitting me, wake up. It's annoying. Turn your alarms off. Throwing stuff at me. Won't do it. But I'm in the living room and I doze off. Movie's on. I doze off. She turns it off. What? I was watching that. No, you were
it's like, hey, come on. You know, you're like, what are you doing?
Come on. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
What I got going on here?
There's yours.
Ferdinand trying to get at his mom. You're too old. Go.
Yeah.
You don't need any milk like that. Go eat some food. But so I turn on this movie and I doze off a little bit. I wake up. They're still watching it. Okay. Well, Zach really wasn't watching it, but Nora was. The next day, I'm taking Zach to his dad's on the way home. Nora's like, Dad, when we get home, you remember that movie you watched? Which one? The one with the one guy and the kids. And I was like, the People movie? Because, that's how she calls them.
Yeah.
She's called them for years. And she's like, yeah, can we watch that again? I'm like, well, heck yeah, we can watch that again. Name of the movie? Monster Squad.
Oh my God. That's a blast.
But she keeps going, can we watch that movie with Dracula and Frankenstein? Just can't wait for the time she's walking around going, Wolfman's got nards.
That's funny.
Kick him in the nards. Wolfman ain't got nards. Arr! Wolfman's got nards.
They were talking.
I love that movie. The little girl in there. Oh man, when she's got Frankenstein, and they're all like, ah, ah, ah.
Oh my God, some of the movies like that today. And there's also, I gotta say, some of the movies I watched as a kid, and I see them now today, and I'm like, I watched this. I used to watch this.
I'm like that with a lot of cartoons.
Some of them.
Masters of the Universe being one of them. I can watch it and I can get that nostalgia feeling. Oh, this was cool. And I still have that. Oh, yeah, I used to play with that character. I used to have that character and toys. And yeah. But to actually sit there and pay attention to it, I'm like.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of He-Man, did you tell him about the toys we saw today?
Which ones?
Well, at Walmart today, we saw Skelegod from the new He-Man.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. They have the Skelegod
Skelegod
action figure.
I looked on the back. They didn't advertise Tila. It's all the characters that you were cared for that died.
Yeah, all the regular characters that aren't there no more. No
The only
Tila.
female is Evil Lynn. Everybody else is characters they threw away in the new reboot.
Yeah.
They don't even use.
No Tila, nothing. Just gone.
That is what it is. I liked the show. I understand people are wanting He-Man, but it's not He-Man. It's Masters of the Universe.
Well, you got to realize, everybody when you think Masters of the Universe, they're going to throw He-Man in front of that. No
I watched the teaser trailer over again to see if I missed anything. They didn't show Tila in it. They only showed He-Man.
Tila wasn't in any
Tila.
of the trailers. I'm like, what the?
The Avengers Infinity War trailer had the Hulk in it fighting at the end battle. That didn't happen either.
When?
Infinity Wars had Hulk in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not in the end scene. Not in the end battle. It was Banner in the Hulkbuster suit. Hulk couldn't come out after he got his butt kicked by Thanos the first time.
They only showed He-Man. There's a difference between showing He-Man and not showing a character at all.
Well, then like you said, it is what it is. But I've been trying.
I liked it, and I know the whole show. One thing I've come to see out of it, and I was reading more on it. It's not Tila in the Masters of the Universe either. They're releasing it in segments.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1 in 2 separate segments. If they get a season 2, aside from all the people hating on it, then they were going to release that in 2 separate segments. And they're continuing the story, but each segment, each 5-episode segment, is focusing on one of the main characters of the Masters of the Universe. Segment 2, episodes 6 through 10, are supposedly focusing on Evil Lynn. And then there's going to be, like I was reading somewhere that one of the big things about season 2 they were wanting to dive into was focusing on Man-at-Arms and looking more into his history and where he's going to go with it. And then focusing on, it's legitimately giving you more characterization of the actual characters and not having a show where it's, I'm He-Man, and there's a girl that can kick butt, but at the same time, she still needs He-Man's help. And then every once in a while, they run into weird characters like a cat, like a girl that looks like a cat from Star Trek, the animated series, and she's crushing on Cringer, who is an actual tiger-looking cat.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Watch the She-Ra
I have a
show.
feeling, though, with all the hate the show's getting and the thing with Kevin Smith, I'll be real surprised if it comes back.
I'll be surprised, too, and it saddens me because And I think it's the marketing problem. Marketing killed it. If they had marketed it to look like the way it is, then the haters could have just gone from watching it and let other people watch it and enjoy it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with like the new ones coming out, like with the Star Trek thing. I'm watching Lower Decks over again this first season just to get it in. And then I'm going to watch season 2. And I just picked up Discovery came out on DVD. Season 3 came out, and I found it today, so I grabbed that. So I'm making sure I have everything on DVD just in case, because Paramount Plus lost the Star Trek movies. I don't know how Paramount lost the Star Trek movies.
They didn't lose the Star Trek movies. One thing people aren't understanding with these streaming services, even Disney, all the movies on Disney Plus aren't going to be on there forever.
Right.
Because if they leave the movies on their streaming platform forever, they're not going to get video sales. And one family that would use 2 or 3 logins, whatever, paying $9 a month is not going to equate to $20 a Blu-ray for each movie that comes out.
Yeah, but they went to another streaming service. They're not just, it's not that they're not on.
They're going to, because they're going to get money from those movies being on another streaming service. But at the same time, people who may not be subscribed to that streaming service, but are still subscribed to Paramount, might either get that streaming service and even still help them make money off the movies, or go, well, you know what, I'll just go buy the movies instead of going and paying for another streaming service.
Yeah. That just like, it was like a big thing. I'm like, it's Paramount's intellectual property and it's going somewhere else, you know?
Well,
which is fine, because I mean, Netflix has the TV shows. Paramount has the TV shows. Netflix has the TV shows.
Mm-hmm. You know, I look at those situations on a business sense. You know, if I've got an IP, people are paying me X amount of money to watch this IP, so I'm getting these people are paying for these. You know, they can tell who subscribes for what, because I'm sure there's a formula out there that shows new subscriber, this is what they watch within the first 2 weeks of subscribing. We can easily come to the conclusion that this is the content they subscribed for.
Right.
So if they get a bunch of new subscribers and they're watching Star Trek as they're subscribing, then yeah, we're going to keep Star Trek on here. But then if they go 4 months and they've gotten a bunch of new subscribers and not one of those new subscribers, not saying old subscribers, not one of those new subscribers has watched those movies, it's time to take those movies off the platform and lease them out to another company. Because at that point, you're basically not making money off those movies.
Right.
So you lease them out to another streaming platform for money from them, and it's a win-win. I mean, it sucks for those who don't have it on the other streaming platform. But honestly, Pizza, you telling me you don't have the Star Trek movies on Blu-ray?
Oh, I got them all. I got it.
Exactly. So it doesn't matter.
I have them on VHS.
Sold
DVD,
sold those,
and I have them on Blu-ray. I have them on everything. Don't you? And I have the original, like TOS. I have the original
on Laserdisc.
I don't have them on Laserdisc.
Not the series, the movies. I got a bunch.
I have the when they first did the TOS DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
Where before that, I have them on the secondary remastered version. I have them on the original unmastered, untouched versions,
which I can't even watch anymore.
Oh, I love watching them. Like that's how I remember them on TV.
That's how I remember them on TV too. I mean, I wasn't, Graham, not as old.
Oh
as
yeah,
you.
now that I've seen
I watched them serialized in the '80s. It was an episode of Next Generation, then an episode of the original series,
right?
Until DS9 came out. So,
well, I have to say, in 1987, when the Next Generation premiered, I was stationed in Virginia, in Portsmouth, Virginia. So I lived in the barracks. So if nobody wanted to watch it in the barracks, if it wasn't a consensus, like you could have a TV in your room, but you'd be lucky to get the reception kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unless you paid extra to get cable in your barracks room, which was very expensive back then. And that was beer money. So, come on, back in the day. to a young sailor on his own for the first time.
But yeah, man, no, and then there was that whole, I can't remember which company it was that got the distribution rights for the whole VHS release of them. There was like 2 or 3 episodes on a VHS tape, and it was like $30 a tape.
Oh yeah, it was 2. I remember the VHS. It was
2 episodes of tape, and it was like $30 a tape.
My first wife got them for me. You got 2 tapes in the mail, so you got 4 episodes on 2 tapes, and it was $24 plus shipping.
Yeah, it came out to being like $30.
Yeah,
which in the end wasn't too bad because a brand new movie on VHS was still $25.
Yeah, back then, you were paying a fortune. And if I still had a VHS, I would probably still be watching some of the stuff I have.
Yeah, we got rid of all those. I may have them somewhere in a box. I don't know, but for me, I like them. I like collecting memorabilia, VHSs and stuff like that. Like I want digital discs, soundtrack records. I'm all for it because I can take them, I can frame them. You know, I could have them autographed if I wanted to. Ooh, that's a thought. But and they could be framed and displayed.
Yeah.
The only VHS I have displayed is my Star Wars trilogy.
I have all of them in the gold box set.
Yeah,
the 3 VHS.
That's just because that box set looks cool. I mean, they're the digitally remastered version, but that box set looks cool.
Well, that's what they did with Star Trek in the beginning. If you put the movies together from the set, they made the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And then they made more movies, and they're like, oh shit. So now if you bought all 6 of them, then it made the Enterprise again. So you're like, oh crap, now I got to buy 6 more. No, I'm not buying 6 more. But I have all the VHS ones of Star Wars, like 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
It was. I have shows that were like. Remember when TNT was real big, or Spike Network?
Spike TV, yeah.
I have seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the Man Show still. When Jimmy Kimmel was actually.
I thought it was dumb.
When Jimmy Kimmel was still, funny back in the day.
I didn't find him funny then either.
I thought some of it was pretty funny, but I have Stripperella with Pamela Anderson, that cartoon. I have the whole first season of that. Stan Lee did it. That's why I got it. Was Stan Lee's Stripperella.
God, it was so god awful too.
I know, it was hysterical though.
It was horrid.
I think it was supposed to be cheesy that way. It was hysterical.
Still, I can't with that one. I just can't watch. I can't. It's like trying to sit down and watch an Uwe Boll film. I can't do it.
No. I think I've watched it once when we got it. It's been sitting in the box ever since.
The only Star Trek DVD I currently still have is the animated series, and that's because I have not found it on Blu-ray, or if it does exist, I am not willing to pay for it on Blu-ray right now because I can still watch it. I've got it on DVD.
I have most of the stuff I still have is DVD or direct DVD. As certain things come out more and more, like the seasons of the Star Trek now, I'll buy them on Blu-ray.
I take that back. I do have the original series on DVD as well in those little different colored cases.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is funny because that's how my animated series is. But I forgot I did purchase those last year, year before last, whichever year, I can't remember. It was last year. I did purchase them last year. It was a comic book sale. It was an auction and it had a bunch of comic books and stuff in it. And I bid on them. I got them for like $1 a piece. I'm like, heck yeah, I'll pay $1 for the set. I don't care.
We had I don't know what I was doing one day, but Enterprise, all 4 seasons of Enterprise came in those gray, they were plastic cases like that.
Yeah.
And it was a sale came up on Walmart.com. All 4 seasons of Enterprise for $24. I'm like, this has got to be a typo. This has got to be like 124 or something like that. Yeah. But I got all 4 seasons of Enterprise for $24. And nice. I'm like, oh my God, because we belonged to the app back then. It was free shipping. So you figure $25, I got all 4 seasons of Enterprise. They're still wrapped and sealed in the case because I watch them on the streaming.
Which isn't bad. I mean, I wouldn't pay it that now for them, but that's just I'm a cheapskate. I'm a cheapskate. I am.
For me, it's like the sort of like I like the Hobbit films. I got all 6 of those.
I've got the theatrical and the extended editions.
I don't think I've ever watched the second set, like the Hobbit, with Bilbo.
Mm-hmm.
And,
the prequels.
Smaug. What was it? The Smaug, and then I don't think I've watched them more than once, though. Once each, maybe.
Oh, I've watched them numerous times. I haven't Ashley finally decided one time to sit down. She's like, I'll sit down and watch Lord of the Rings with you. I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
For the next 66 hours of your life,
Oh, yeah, because I tell you what, the theatrical editions did not enter the Blu-ray player. It was extended editions all the way. I can't wait for that series to release.
I mean, I like the Unexpected Journey and then the Two Towers and Return of the King.
Oh, yeah. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is levels above the Hobbit trilogy that he made.
Right.
But I still enjoy the Hobbit trilogy.
Now, have you ever watched the series Heroes of Cosplay?
Long time ago, like when it first came out.
We bought it on the streaming service and we just rewatched it again. I know they only did 1 season, but the guy Jesse that was on there did the cosplay of Thor and Oakenshield.
Okay.
He looked like the guy. He was spot on. Like, I'm into cosplay when I go to the cons, but this guy casted every little resin piece of his armor and glued it on. He tried doing it out of pewter, like each individual piece out of pewter, but he's like, he casted 5 of them. He's like, now the suit will be like 400 pounds. But he did it in resin and he sprayed them all and he weathered them all, and the costume was spot on. He did the armored boots, everything.
Dang.
He did a good job. And we realized how much we all hated Yaya Han. She's just so full of herself, and everything was about my brand and my thing and my reputation. No, it was to have fun, lady. That's why we do cosplay. It's to have fun. It's like, no, we're not persecuting someone because she's 200 pounds and she wants to be Supergirl. No, if she wants to be Supergirl, she can be Supergirl.
Thing about comics and all that is it's a release.
Right.
Can you imagine
You're there to have fun.
I saw a post that it was so true in so many ways. It is sad.
Wow.
It is sad that a hobby, that the existence of nerddom, being a nerd, the group of people who was more than likely, if anybody was like me as a kid, was the epitome of getting bullied.
Yeah.
Growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Have become so toxic.
And what's even worse is the ones that were bullied like me. I was a Star Trek watching, comic book reading, D&D playing, kid back in the day. Short, fat kid with glasses, allergic to everything, I got my ass kicked so much I still have a footprint, I think, from back in the day. And it's guys that got it worse than me that are the worst at it, at the bullying back. It's like they think they're taking it back for the nerddom everywhere. And it's like, no, dude. You're doing the same thing they used to do to you back in the day. And you're not, it's not revenge. It's not justified. It's just, you're being a dick.
It's not cool.
Yeah.
It's not
being a
cool.
dick.
And I'm paying attention to you. I'm just trying to find something on here real quick so I can show you.
And anybody that is watching or rewatches this in the replay or whatever, I'm still a firm believer. And just because she's wearing a costume that is very scant, we'll say, does not give you the opportunity or reason to go up and put your hands on her. Cosplay is not consent. I'm a firm believer in that.
Has that happened lately? Did that happen where you
Not
went?
lately, not so much in the recent times, but probably within the last 5 years. Like, there are guys at the conventions that walk up and put their hands on the girls immediately. And we started probably 5 years ago, like that, we started putting these. We know a lot of the promoters because we have tables at the conventions,
Oh yeah.
and we started putting these colored signs up on our table, like on the corner of our table. Like if a girl feels she's getting bullied or someone's following her or whatever, she
Yeah.
can come sit down at our table and she knows she's safe. Nice. The Star Trek plate.
Star Trek plate.
That looks like a phaser and a card.
Well, it's a deck of cards.
Yeah. From TNG. Yeah, we've actually grabbed
I won
a few
that one.
guys.
It was like $10.
Nice. Yeah, we've actually hustled a few guys out of conventions physically for putting their hands inappropriately on some young women. And the problem, though, is that, granted, it's good to cosplay who you want to do, but I still think there should be an age-appropriate version. Like, a lot of people are like, do what you want to do, but when a 15, 16-year-old girl is dressed like Red Sonja or something like that, and that's all she's wearing, yeah, she's not going to know how to handle the,
No, with me, it's not so much. With me, it's not so much the 15, 16-year-old girl dressing up like Red Sonja, because it's not their fault that guys are.
Some of them are idiots.
Not all guys, but yet some of them
Right.
are dumb. It's not their fault, and if they feel comfortable and they're teenagers, they honestly, it's up to the parents need to help.
Yeah,
Teach them a little better. My issues on that are when you've got the 40-year-old cosplayer dressing up as Red Sonja and going to a convention that's probably riddled with a bunch of 12, 13-year-old boys.
That's true too. Yes.
That's where you should know better,
Yeah.
and you're basically putting this in front of their faces.
And I know a lot of the female
At an event,
cosplayers.
it doesn't need to be put in front of their faces.
Right. I know a lot of the female cosplayers too have had, we'll say, enhancements and want to show the wonderful job their surgeons did. Like just like at Wizard World when they started all that crap with the former porn stars trying to do cosplay. I thought my kids were going to snap their eye muscles trying to turn their eyes without their heads. Matthew was like practically like you could hear his eye muscles creaking, trying not to turn his head, but his eyes trying to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And it's you got to use a
thing. Again, to each their own. Which
Right.
I would understand it if it was an adult event going on. The bed is right there, guys. I didn't just catapult the cat to nowhere. It landed on the bed.
No cats were harmed in the making of this video.
It's a Bing Queen Ranch, my Lego box.
Yeah, I mean, do what you want to do. Do what you have fun with and you're comfortable with. But
Understand that if it's a comic book convention, even a lower end, like the big ones, okay, you're not going to have a whole lot of little kids there because parents aren't going to want to deal with all that. But if you've got a local comic book convention that is not going to have more than a few thousand people at it,
yeah,
it's a local comic book. See, told you he wasn't harmed. He's right back.
Yeah, he's right back.
A local comic book convention, and it's in the morning. You're going to have children there. They're there because it's aimed at children. We love it because it was aimed at us when we were kids. Don't be going to these places like you're going to some adult gathering because it's not an adult gathering.
No, you got the actors we knew as kids and stuff but you also got the characters that play the superheroes on TVs that the kids watch,
Yeah.
I mean, there's some cosplayers I like, but they're just, I think some of it's inappropriate and it's all they're showing off is but then granted, don't get me wrong. If I had a body like some of these people, I would be wearing as little as possible too. You know what I mean? Granted.
I get it. I'm there. And I that's not just on the girl side. That's on the guy side too.
That's what I mean.
Pretty scantily guy costumes. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People ain't got to watch your bulge as you walk through.
Really.
There's
there's a few websites that show you how to do the padded under things for if you're wearing spandex or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're not dropping a package every table you go to kind of thing.
I just, it's not just on the female side; it's on the male side. It's an equal situation of the whole thing,
Right? Oh yeah.
Because it's. But I think part of it too, though, is you don't see it so much on the guy side, because to be 100% honest, guys know that if they were to walk around doing that at a convention like that, somebody would probably call the cops on them. If they're walking prominently showing off stuff that shouldn't be shown off,
right?
Somebody's going to call if it's at a child's event. Where they don't always do that on the female side, which is understandable because you don't, it's
and granted, most female characters in comic books and TV
already
are scantily clad to begin with. Yeah, the girls have very accurate. But then again, when you're supposed to be
Queen!
Hey, hello, Queen's there.
What's up?
I mean, when you're supposed to be Snow White and your costume is a blue bikini top and a yellow bikini bottom and you're Snow White because you're carrying around an apple, come on, you know what I mean?
But hey, at the same time, you do you.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
You do you. Just be understanding that some of these things are for kids.
And that's how I knew I was getting to be an old man, right there. Because 20 years ago or so, I'd have been walking around going, my God, look at what you are, holy crap. Now I'm like, where's her mother? Now I'm like, I knew I was getting old right there.
Where's her mother?
Where the hell's her mother at?
Taught you how to
in a house like that. Speaking also as a father with a 22-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old daughter. You know what I mean? Like, no, back in.
But I mean, there's
two or three more layers.
4 more minutes, guys. 4 more minutes, and we're going to talk the Suicide Squad.
Oh, hey, hello, Queen and Ginny. Who is Ginny?
That's my mom.
Oh, hi, Ginny. Hi, Mrs. Kerwin's mom. Yeah, I mean, it's not really considered. Some of it they don't say is indecent, but they'll say it's the character. And unfortunately, a lot of the female characters, like I said, are quite buoyant and scantily clad in their medium, in the comic book or the TV show or whatever. Granted, if I looked like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, I'd be wearing ripped up shorts and a tank top too, with claws on. But granted, the other character
at the same time, this is why my brain is so messed up, because I can have a thought process on something and then I can think about it a little more and be like, well, I don't know, and then think about it more. I go back and forth on it sometimes, because part of me, I look at it and I go, oh, you get the dad in me that's like, they shouldn't be doing that. And then you get the other part of me goes, honestly, if we wouldn't teach our kids to make that such a big deal, wouldn't be a big deal.
Right.
It wouldn't.
And I tell everybody, they're like, that's why I'm dressed like a Klingon for most of the conventions and stuff, so I'm covered from head to toe. But the rest of my body is geared toward my November and December cosplaying kind of deal.
And my example here would be this, right? And there's exceptions to every rule. Someone else might not be there, okay? Might not be at this mentality. They may go a little different. But I've witnessed this numerous times where somebody will be walking through a store, Walmart or something. We'll say Walmart because, everyone loves those Walmart stories. Mm-hmm. And they'll see a woman walk in with a very short skirt and a very tiny halter top type thing. Mm-hmm. And they'll be, they'll have the mentality, wear some clothes. My kids don't need to watch it. Like, you'll watch people take their kids and turn their face away. Yet I guarantee you, if they were at the swimming pool, they wouldn't be trying to turn their face away from every woman wearing a bikini.
No, not at all. It's like
because the brain says, oh, it's acceptable there. So it has nothing to do with what they're wearing.
No, it's your place where you are kind of thing.
It's the place where you are, but then that shouldn't matter. It's just like a bikini. If you go back 100 years, you wear a bikini to the beach? What?
Yeah,
no. Right. No. You show your belly button? Oh, No. Now,
Oh.
what?
Did you see the
That's
friend
the whole
who
point.
showed her ankle?
It just
And I have to say, your mom did go to the Ren Fair. I do Revolutionary War reenacting too, and Ren Fairs and stuff. And yes, everybody does love a good corset, let me tell you. But yes, some of it goes a little overboard. And yes, Hollow Queen, North America for some reason is quite puritanistic in our views on nudity. Because when I was in the Navy and over in Europe and everywhere else, nobody thought twice about topless or nude beaches or anything about it.
it's just being raised.
Yeah, it's
So,
just like,
and who we're descendants of and all that jazz.
yes, the American people are
Final
definitely
statement.
quite prudes. And it's like, oh my God, she's not wearing any clothes. She doesn't have a top on. And in Europe, they're like, so what? You know?
Yeah.
Here, they're like, oh my God, call the cops. Holy crap. You know.
That's where I run into that. But see, that's where I run into that little internal fight because I'm like, oh, they shouldn't be dressing this way in front of these kids at this Comic-Con. But it shouldn't matter. And I think
Right.
what it boils down to is it's because I know that in society right now, our children are being raised a specific way that it's going to have that mental effect on them.
Mm.
If we could get rid of the situation, the raising the part where it's going where it would cause a problem, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Well, no, I don't know what Canada's like. I've only been there once, and it was to Niagara Falls. But I know in Europe and, over in Asia, things like that, it was nothing to have just topless or even nude. But Kerwin's Men in Tights, every time I see anything to do with Men in Tights, I want to sing. The Men in Tights, tights.
We're tights.
Yeah.
Women in tights, tights. But yeah, no, it is what it is. I mean, at the same time, like I said, I think the issue isn't with what people wear per se. It's
how
with
they're portraying what they're wearing.
how society is teaching people to receive the mental information of what they're wearing.
Yeah.
If we could fix that, then it wouldn't matter and it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think it's real low on the list of things we got to fix around here.
a dance belt for under their cosplay. Yeah. But man, no. Oh, the Suicide Squad. It's time, guys. It's time.
Here we go. Suicide.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. All right, now I'm going to give Crashly credit for this one because she's the one who said it first. She told me she didn't tell me. I figured, okay, I'm going to go ahead and grab some pictures. Only one saved right. So I got a little clip here for you guys. There's no audio, but I got a little clip here for you guys of the Suicide Squad. Real quick, here you go.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh man.
Hollow Queen hasn't seen it, so
she's immune to spoilers.
I know. There was
I'm
just
sure
so
my mom
much.
hasn't seen it either because she doesn't like gory type movies.
Yeah.
And we all know there's a lot of gore in it.
There's just so much I thought they did wrong with the movie. I mean, I kind of liked it, but I just think there was a lot they did wrong with it.
My personal thoughts, it's a good movie for what they were trying to do, but they were trying to make a horrible movie. To me.
I just didn't. I thought the whole beginning was wasted.
See, the point though, they did what they were wanting to do. I just wasn't. I enjoyed the beginning somewhat.
You've already
Top
seen
10 depths in the. Oh, so you watched the first 2 minutes of it then?
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes.
I mean, granted, I like the whole fact of what the first few minutes was with the distraction thing, but like you said, the scene with Harley Quinn was about 10 minutes of a waste. 10 minutes of a waste of time.
It made me fall out of the movie. Like I'm like, what the heck am I watching? What is this? I went right back to going. Please stop making Harley Quinn ditzy.
She's a damn PhD psychiatrist, for God's sakes. Come on. Even though she's crazy, she's not dumb.
It was
What's
a
that
Watch Mojo YouTube thumbnail. What?
I don't know what that is.
I'm confused here. Oh, no. She's saying no, it was a Watch Mojo YouTube thumbnail. No, probably a majority of those deaths was the first 5 minutes. It sets up this whole movie that you're getting this whole new Suicide Squad.
What's the matter?
And spoiler, they all die. Practically instantly. This is where part of my problem is I was like, oh, we're watching Deadpool 2. Because that's Deadpool makes his X-Force. They go in and they all die instantly. You get Nathan Fillion. You're like, oh, wow, he's cool. Like, did they de-age him or something in that role? What happened to him? Did he find the fountain of youth between the last few things he's doing? And
they've been in the rookie. They've been buffing him up pretty good. They've been,
He didn't like he looked like. Is he prepping to come back for another? What's that show? I'm dead. See, Harley Quinn's back. I can't talk.
Cosplay or Castle, Firefly.
Firefly. Is he coming back Firefly? Because, I mean, they made him, he looks young now. But it's that bad. Well,
in the box,
it's got rave reviews. Everyone's loving it. He starts off, they die like Weasel. Like, I'm like, what are they going to do with this character? The dude, he jumps out of a plane, drowns.
Can't swim, yeah. I love Nathan. I like Nathan Fillion too, and my mom loves Nathan Fillion.
They focus so much on great. Harley Quinn's in the chat, so now I can't remember any names.
Yeah,
I was doing good earlier, wasn't I, Pizza?
You were really doing good. I mean, the first 5 minutes they focused on the dude with the blonde hair.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember his name. He was
I can't think of his name.
He was Merle in The Walking Dead. If I was watching the show, I could say his name like that. D-Nick! We're fair warning. Spoilers on the Suicide Squad. Have you watched it?
What's it supposed to be for?
It's supposed to be going up the archway.
You are, Harley Quinn. You're intimidating. But no, they focus so much on him being a badass, and then he gets to the shore and then freaks out and runs away. And then
I want to know what James Gunn has about birds. He was whacking birds in that movie left and right for no reason, man.
I think that's the whole reason he had that Harley Quinn love scene was just so he could burn the birds.
I think so. What my favorite part of that whole movie was? The King Shark bird.
King Shark was oh man.
That was
I
awesome.
will say this. Sly Stone stole that movie.
Stallone, yep.
Hand.
Any of the plastic bags still have pieces in them?
Num num? No, not num num. Num num? No.
Get that rat away from me.
The acting wasn't that bad. But like I said, they achieved what they were going for. And there is an audience for that. I'm not that big of an audience. I think the movie would have been much better if they had not done the Harley love scene, if they would have done that differently, because that pulled it out. I did bust up laughing on the rescue of Rick Flag. The rescue scene where they go in and they're all badass and they go up and he's sitting there drinking and he's like, what?
After they just killed the whole village,
Yeah, he's like, no, these are the freedom fighters. These are on our side. She's like, why didn't my men tell me you're here? We didn't see anybody.
We didn't see anybody. They're all dead.
Nobody out there. Like, you just had a huge montage of them whacking them all. That was awesome. I like the
Harley Quinn rescue scene too.
All
Where
right,
she escaped on herself and then she came outside. And she's
that rescue was that rescue was beautiful, even with the crazy, pointless flower things going on behind her.
Yeah.
That it was still because it felt like you were entering her mind a little bit there.
Hey, they're going in to rescue her, and they're doing this high, tech operation, and she comes up behind them, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?"
All right, D-Nick, you haven't seen it. I'm going to go ahead and play you a short clip. There's no audio in this clip because we don't want YouTube kicking us off or anything. So here's a short clip.
What is that?
A short clip of the Suicide Squad.
No, that's the pink one's the bad guy.
Oh.
Then that's Mermaid Man. You get it? Because the giant starfish shoots baby starfish out of the armpit to go on people's faces. And I told you, that's Patrick.
I gave you credit.
Making Mermaid Man. I'm really sweaty.
I gave you credit for that. Did I not give you credit?
Did I put
Yes,
on
you did. Yes, you did.
You should have, because that was that was me.
Hello Queen says, hey, Crashly.
Hey,
Crashly's cameo.
I just got done burning like 1,200 calories playing Beat Saber. No big deal. Linkin Park kicks my butt.
Crashly's like our Stan Lee. She makes her cameo in every one.
Look right there. Right there. Hello Queen says he definitely did. I gave you credit for that one. I tried to get one with Mermaid
excuse
Man.
me, what is that?
I've put him on the bed 3 times.
Give me that.
I have catapulted him to the bed 3 times, and he keeps coming back over here.
Where do you belong? With me.
Oh.
I tried to download ones of Mermaid Man, but it wouldn't upload on here. So
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
but I thought that was I figured that was a happy medium. You've still got Starro the Conqueror and his little starfish minions.
Yeah, that kind of
made a giant, I don't know, Statue of Liberty or anything other than a freaking like a jellyfish or like a squid.
They went with comic accuracy somewhat on that. So I was okay with that.
I get that. But if you think about how far back comic books go and how many different superheroes and Nora, I'm in the middle of making a very good point, please. This is worth $1,000. If you think back as far as all the comic books and the superheroes go, like you got Dead Shot, One Shot, Single Shot, Golden Shot, Fart Shot, Poop Shot. You can't think of a single different villain other than Star Me or Star Shit, like
Starro.
Star QMPQ, whatever.
Starro was the first villain that the Justice League of America battled.
I'm just saying.
Well, no, it's because James
There
got
could have been something else. But I tell you what, Harley Quinn was like an 800.
Growing up, that's why you made Starro the villain.
Oh, Robbie said something. James Gunn had a fear of Starro as a kid. That's why he made Starro the big crazy villain.
Well, James Gunn
hold
needs to
on.
find some priorities.
No, here's the thing. With the style of film they made, it worked. And honestly, it's not the first time in a DCIP visual setting that we've had a weird, crazy villain that just made no sense. Anybody here not watched DC Legends of Tomorrow? They fought a giant
Teddy bear. Yeah. Bozo, whatever his name, Bozo,
When you
Bogo.
think of a bear, you think like, oh my gosh, this bear can kill me. I better run away. When you see a starfish, you kick it or something.
A giant starfish that can crush you?
Anything. It could have been anything. And it was a starfish.
It was comic accurate. So
not only that, but things out of its armpits. Like I get an ingrown hair. That's scary, but tiny little starfish. No.
So you're telling me you see a giant starfish walking down the street and he opens his arm and all kinds of tiny starfish come out. You're going to be like, you're stupid. I'm not scared.
Dude, I got to watch you pop pimples all day. Same thing.
I'm going to come in here and make things gross.
Sorry.
Catapult.
Hey! Although I do like your cat a pult pun. So you don't lose credit this time.
No, D-Nick, I have not seen the leaked Spider-Man trailer, and no offense, I don't believe that there is a leaked Spider-Man trailer.
The way they're going with that, I can't. I must have been fan made, maybe, because they're being as tight as that as I've ever seen anything.
It's because Spider-Man sells well.
Half the stuff they're not even telling Tom Holland, I think, until he does it.
Yeah, because Tom Holland spoiled Infinity War.
Tom Holland spoiled Infinity War.
He got a poster for the Infinity War, and he was not supposed to show it. He's like, on his live, he's like, look at this. Then he sees a note. He's like, oh, don't show this to anyone. Guys, life is over. Life is over.
Yes, children would be scared of it, but the Suicide Squad is not for children. It is. It
No,
is
there was
very-
blood. There was Harley in a not really a sex scene, but talking about it the way she did it and everything. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the, 3 minutes earlier, the day before, 2 hours later, our new
I'm
mission.
okay with that kind of because that trope has been used in comic books. It's been used in the books, and everybody has their own take. Overall, it is a very entertaining movie. Things that stuck out with me that I was not a fan of was the Harley Quinn love segment.
Yeah.
That was just stupid, did not fit with the movie, was not needed, felt like a plot device that was pointless. Like, oh, we want to get Harley in a red dress. How are we going to do it? Wouldn't it be cool if we went ahead and just had her fall in love and then end up having to kill the guy because he gets too weird?
It was just completely out of character of the movie at all.
Yeah. And there were those two. I wasn't a fan with the I don't like forced situations. And the whole, we are making sure that it is known that we are not the first Suicide Squad movie. We are going to kill off every single member, except for Harley Quinn, of the original Suicide Squad that is in this movie. Like made it a point to Boomerang to pieces.
Yeah.
Made it a point to, kill Rick Flag. What? No.
Yeah, that kind of, How do you kill Rick Flag for God? And they kept John Cena, Peacemaker. He was a dick.
It's because he has his own show being.
Yeah, he's got a sequel TV series coming up. On limited series, 5-episode limited series on HBO Max. Which he did Peacemaker right. I was okay with that. The thing about the Suicide Squad is they are villains. I'm sorry. They should not be likable.
Well, yeah, they did that right then.
I love King Shark, though. King Shark was amazing.
That was the best part of that whole thing.
He stole the show.
Yeah.
And then there was the Avengers point. King Shark, num num, num num.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's Hulk smash.
He wanted to go into the bar. What disguise? Fake mustache.
Fake mustache. Who am I? It's not working. Manu, it's not working. Oh.
He's just sitting in the van looking all,
Oh.
Then the high-tech communications. This thing on this thing right here. 2 on the left side. This, and then bird.
Bird. Raise your hand if you have a question. Manu.
And.
Sylvester Stallone straight up got it. It was great.
It must be nice to be that part of your career that you can just do a voiceover and people still love you.
D-Nick, send me that trailer. Send me a link to that trailer.
Yeah.
I want to check it out.
What was the...
Children. It must not have been something else. I don't know.
You got yelled at by your mom.
Huh?
For arguing.
Who said that?
It said your mom.
Oh,
commented.
she said children. Sorry,
Right.
my comment had nothing to do with your conversation.
Nope, you and Crashley are arguing. So you
Did we get in trouble for arguing?
at.
Yes, mom called you children. Ha, love you, mommy dearest. Don't call her mommy dearest.
No wire hangers.
Don't do that. That is not a compliment at all.
Not even close.
But it's okay because Crashy won't know mommy dearest because, that film was filmed with actual film and not digital.
Okay.
So
She won't watch it?
she won't understand the mommy dearest reference.
Okay. Is that the whole
Yeah,
thing?
there it is. Hey! Do not call my mom mommy dearest.
Oh,
Never,
God.
never.
Pictures of Joan Crawford everywhere. I don't know what happened. It's like,
I don't want to eat my steak. It's not cooked.
Everything is ready.
Oh, you
No.
got to watch the movie Mother Dearest and you'll get it.
Yeah, Mommy Dearest.
That's Mother Dearest, I thought. But
I thought no, Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest? I guess it was
Yep.
Mother Dearest. All right, let's settle this.
Who's Joan Crawford? Oh my God, Crashly. I know you're like 12, but Jesus. Okay, Robbie just sat here while we were talking and finished that entire set. How many pieces was that?
It says it comes with 775, and there's some loose ones here and there.
Yeah. 775.
Mommy Dearest is not Joan Crawford, by the way. But it is Mommy Dearest. You got that one.
No, the star was supposed to be Joan Crawford, but it was
Yeah,
supposed to be portraying Joan Crawford.
yeah. Faye
Dunaway played Joan Crawford. Yeah.
Joan Crawford, yeah.
All right, check this out, Kerwin. You finished.
Dun.
Why don't you put the computer down?
Absolute power.
Come on, you got the front doors can open.
Yeah, front door's open. Hold on. I am terrible with this thing. Holy crap.
It's almost like you're trying to balance the computer.
Yeah, the front door's open.
This thing extends. If you want to play, you can pop the stairs off. These turn. This spins. The window's open. You can even throw, if you get bored and tired of playing, you can throw cities down there.
You can throw them down the electrical shaft.
Nice. I'll tell you why, Crashly. He likes nerd stuff.
What's that, Robbie?
Yeah, why is his hair pink and I can't get purple hair? Because he likes nerd stuff.
I was bored.
His hair, we just got his graduation pictures done, and his hair was normal. And then he decided he wanted red hair, so I figured he waited. And Anna actually did the hair for him because her hair is black and pink and purple and everything, too.
Now, look, Quinn, you don't have purple hair because you haven't done it yet. I don't know why you don't have purple hair.
Do it!
I like you. That's nerd stuff. Yeah, you only like me half the time.
You know what? I remember in the 80s when everybody wanted the pink, blue, punk hair and all that stuff. And it was like, oh my God, you're a deviant if you do. Like, my cousin Eric did blue hair and stuff. And everybody's like, why don't you try it? Why don't you try it? I'm like, oh my God, no way. He broke it.
It's been breaking.
Oh, I can't. Oh, asking why Crashly can't have purple hair. Because she's not a nerd. See, Hello Queen, you're a nerd. You can have purple hair. Crashly's not a nerd. She can't have purple hair.
I like Robert like all the time. He's nerd stuff too. That's right.
All right, Crashly, come here. I will ask you one question. If you can answer it, you can get purple hair.
Ooh, here we go.
What is Superman's best friend's name?
What?
What is Superman's best friend?
Why is Polka Dot Man the way he is?
Johnny Crawford. Is it Johnny Crawford?
All right.
Spider-Man.
This is something that every nerd should know.
Star Wars.
Who played Connor McLeod in the first Highlander movie?
Matthew, come on.
Matthew Korn.
Wrong.
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Noel Lambert.
No, it's Christopher Lambert. You already missed your chance.
Okay, ask me another one.
You. Who played the Klingon captain villain in Star Trek III, Search for Spock?
John Stamos.
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher.
Are these our Christopher answers? John Stamos is so hot, though.
All right. Who played Captain James T. Kirk in the original series?
Wait a second.
Matthew McConaughey.
Leonard Nimoy.
Wrong.
No, William Shatner.
That's why you can't have purple
Okay,
hair.
give me-
You are the weakest
Wait,
link.
Leonard Nimoy
Goodbye.
is somebody. He did something.
All right, Crashly. Who are the Salvatore brothers?
Wow.
Who or what?
Who are the Salvatore brothers?
Oh, so Damon Salvatore and Stefan Salvatore, but Damon is significantly hotter than Stefan.
Knowing teen vampire romance stuff doesn't
Go ahead,
give me
doesn't
another
put you
one.
right there in the nerd
Come on, give me another
realm
one.
completely.
Huh?
I thought Salvatore was the thing from Moreau's Island of Monsters.
No.
I thought it was Salvatore Moreau.
No, the Salvatore brothers are Damon and Stefan.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Moreau's Island of Monsters.
But Stefan was a little bitch. Hey, I watched that show. I'll admit it.
I watched it too. It's
Yeah.
a good show.
Although I like the originals just because I like the sister
Rebecca.
in the originals. Rebecca, she's hot. Although Stefan had a really cool friend in the Vampire Diaries too, but Damon killed her.
All right, one last redeeming question. Who voiced Darth Vader in Star Wars?
It's Mufasa.
Who voiced Mufasa?
James Earl Jones.
There you go.
Hey, you got it.
So does this mean?
No, it doesn't.
I feel like
Battery is running low on the
I
PC.
feel like you cheated. You said one more redeeming question. Therefore, that
I
should
did
redeem.
not say that the redeeming question would let you do it.
That's what redeeming means.
You act like I don't
I
care.
don't play with cheaters.
You act like I don't keep you from dyeing your hair. How many times have you bought dye? You want to dye your hair purple?
$200 to go dye my hair.
What?
That is why you can't dye your hair. Because you ain't paying $200 to dye your hair. Hey, $200 to dye your hair. I'll go spend $200 in comic books the same day. You want to dye your
You're
hair.
getting yelled at by Hollow Queen this time.
Children.
Yeah, I have to say $200 for dyeing. I bought the hair dye, and they did it upstairs in the bathroom. Although my bathroom is multicolored now, in my shower and everything. I got to clean that
It's a
out.
rainbow bathroom. Come on, D-Nick. Did D-Nick leave? I feel like he just
Dude.
came in and said, hi, have you seen the new Spider-Man trailer? And then left.
Uh-oh.
Have
Oh
you
my
seen
God.
it?
I haven't seen anything about it. So have you gotten your Superman thing on Fortnite yet?
No, not yet.
Robbie just called you an amateur.
I was able to do it within 30 minutes. There's only needs to make it.
I got home, played 2 matches. I got Clark Kent. I still have all the other quests. Played 2 matches, then Crash is like, food. No. Food.
Yeah.
No. And
I was sitting there the other night with Robbie for the whole 10-minute Ariana Grande event.
so we left and got food. Then we came back, got on to play one more match. And she goes, what about your live? Oh, crap. So I ran in here, So it's like, got home, had like 10 minutes, left to go get food, got back, had like 5 minutes, and was like, oh, crap, my live. And that's why it got scheduled like that. Oh, my God. Smurf, my BFF.
I'm assuming that's D-Nick?
No, Hello Queen's not smurfed.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Oh,
right there. There we go. What? It doesn't give me the option. I don't know how to smurf people. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, Hollow Queen. I learned how to do that with my daughter, Anna. She said, I need my hair dyed, Dad. I'm like, dye your hair. She goes, no, you have to bleach it. I'm like, what you mean we, Kimosabi? You got a mouse in your pocket? And then, because she said, we have to do it. I said, I don't know about you, we. And so she ended up showing me how to bleach her hair out. And then I've dyed it. I've dyed her hair pink. She's had green. She's had jet black. She's had black with blue roots, black with red roots. I am like turning into a cosmetologist.
I'm trying to in the YouTube thing. I thought you clicked on the little 3 things, and all it says is report, remove, put the user in timeout, hide user on this channel. I'm not seeing anything that lets me turn them into a moderator. I just got sighed at from the other room. Ah! He said he sent it in chat. What? I sent it in chat.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Well, because he can't link things if he's not a Smurf.
Oh, I thought he'd Facebook
that's why.
it to me.
Let me do it. Keep talking. Pretend I'm not
Keep
here.
talking. Pretend she's not here. She's not here. She's just walking behind me right now. Wow.
Pay no attention to the woman behind the.
You're signed in as me, not you, Kerwin.
Dang.
Oh, I just told it to open up in YouTube.
Here you go, Kerwin.
Guess who's the main YouTuber?
I can't
in
see
this
it.
house?
She decided that she needed to cover my screen for me to be able to do my channel. So she
Okay, I'll wait.
You can keep
Wait.
talking. You don't need to see yourself. What are you conceited?
I can't see pizza, and you put in the wrong password.
I did. Okay, type in your password.
I don't remember my password.
King Triton. Who plays him? Who plays King Triton?
I don't remember my password. All right, what am I looking at?
Well, you can't because you're not gonna. Okay. Have a nice day.
Thanks for playing. Okay.
Let me see here. Okay, let's go here. Here we go. And away we go.
Can you see it now?
He sent it. All right, now I'm going to go to the Book of Faces. The Book of Faces. Switch over to me.
I'll put it right there for a minute.
All right, here we go. Log in. Come on. Come on. No, he's still on her. I don't know what she does with this darn thing. There we go. Now I'm on me. All right. Let's go to Messenger. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Let's go ahead. Bird.
Bird.
Bird. Num num.
Hand.
Num num. All right. Now we'll go here. Let's go share. Let's share a screen. Let's share a Microsoft Edge tab. Let's go to the YouTube and share.
That's why I'm glad. That's why I'm glad you're the brains of this operation.
Alrighty. Let's full screen it. Is it
Here
sharing
you
it
go,
in full
Robbie.
screen? Is it sharing it in full screen?
You're showing the trailer.
Oh crapola! Did I click? I'm gonna remove that.
What'd you do?
I'm removing it. Share. Stop screen. Share. Share screen. I forgot to click this button here that says share audio. And play.
There we go. Ooh. Looks like someone watched it at a movie theater.
No, it's just replaying. It looks really good. I really hope it's real. I really want to see one play again.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna. My thoughts on it?
I'm gonna say it's possible because it seems like we got some new Doc Ock shots, and the fake Doc Ock is kind of random.
My thoughts, fake.
I don't know.
Tobey Maguire doesn't look old enough in it. That Andrew Garfield scene, that's straight from The Amazing Spider-Man. That's straight from his first movie.
Yeah, but
Where
at least
he's
on the first one.
finding Green Goblin, all the walls are green. I remember that scene.
He didn't fight Green Goblin. He fought the Lizard.
Andrew Garfield fought Hobgoblin.
Not-
Yeah, the second one.
No, not fighting Green Goblin when he's finding more of the stuff.
Oh,
It was when they were hinting the Green Goblin was coming.
oh.
Okay, there's Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I never go by how old the people look anymore because of all the CG crap they can do.
I don't see them doing that with if they're doing what they should do. If it is multiverse, if it is what everybody's expecting, Peter Parker needs to be older because Sony is pushing on their multiverse, into the multiverse. They're pushing on that. And for Into the Multiverse, you've got, if you're looking at Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man being the way it is, you're looking at that time frame. And Doc Ock being in the movie wasn't the big news. The big news is Green Goblin being in it. And all they're showing is him on a glider real quick.
I mean, I know everybody knew William Dafoe was coming back too.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's coming back in it. We already know these things, but
I have a feeling though.
come on.
They're
Get
gonna
rid of
save
this.
it for
All right. Let's watch it again. Let's watch it again. Let's be a little bit more scrutinous. Let's get into this.
I have a feeling the real reveals.
I think we're turning into real nerds going through this stuff like this. That was from the first movie.
Like right now, we got a lot of Technicolor. Well, let's see here. Just because we got a lot of Technicolor doesn't mean
Multiverse.
Well, Doctor Strange is supposed to be in this new one.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't really mean that it's not like that. To me, that looks edited. That does not. That backdrop doesn't look real. That doesn't look like a 3D shot. That looks like somebody edited this. Sorry, you can't see my mouse. Can you see the mouse?
Yeah, we can say it.
Yeah, that looks like somebody like it. I'm sorry, it doesn't look like it fits. I mean, I don't know. It's a really, really well done version or trailer, but like even right there,
Because it looks like it's on a movie screen.
well, I could make a fake trailer and put my projector on a movie screen
Well, I don't know. I'm just.
and record it to make it look legit. Here's my other kicker, right? Listen to this. We'll listen to it. Let's turn the volume all the way up. Let's listen to it.
Good night, Jenny.
All right. Good night, Mom. Okay. Now, why in the world? Let's think logically on this. Put on your Spock cap. Why go all this time over and over again not confirming that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in it? Why go all this time trying to make it as though they're not? And talk about Willem Dafoe being in it. Talk about the guy who plays Doc Ock. Talk about all these other actors that are going to be in it. All to turn around and show a trailer that only shows Doc Ock and two actors that you keep trying to say aren't in it.
So they can get a bigger reveal.
Cause confusion and chaos?
Nah, I don't see that being a huge. I don't see that being the actual trailer. Two, if that is a legitimate trailer, someone at Sony is getting fired.
Yes.
So?
I could see that.
Because that is one person who has seen that trailer, recording that trailer, and releasing it. If it is a legitimate trailer. That is not at a Comic-Con. That is not at a group of people watching it. There is no outside sound. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you are. Even if you made the movie, and you're sitting there and this is the first time you're seeing this trailer, you're gonna cheer.
Yeah.
When that Spider-Man thing goes up, you're gonna feel awesome because it's something that you're passionate about. There's nothing. No, nothing. Just the audio. I don't know. I'm calling fake. Could be wrong. I personally, I still think we're getting. I think we're getting multiverse. I think we're getting Maguire. I think we're getting Garfield. But it seemed out of place to me. It seemed, we had Garfield carrying a backpack like he's in high school still. We had the scene that shows Tobey Maguire. Where is that scene at? Tom Holland. Didn't even show Tom Holland's face on that one. Where's Tom Holland? Tobey Maguire. This scene here, like, that doesn't even look like if that's a legitimate scene in the movie. What's the acting there? Like, why is he so stiff and like? Come on. If this is legitimate, like, that's a horrible clip.
Yeah. You okay?
I don't know. I'm not going to dissect it any further. I'm skeptical on it. If it's real, please give us a better trailer, Sony, because that trailer sucks.
What happened?
What?
No, I think our live cut out. I don't know. There we go. I got it.
It's possible.
Yeah, Hello Queen. Yeah, I think that's too much of a, we're going to deny. Oh, here's your trailer. Boom. No.
Everybody, everything's in it,
I think I see them doing something a little bit closer to how the trailers have been evolving from Ghostbusters. Not where we'll get 50,000 trailers, but the first trailer that was released only had Bill Murray's voice in the background, and you couldn't really tell it was him right away.
Right.
And then we get to a trailer that has more of, yes, we're going to get more of these originals. But I don't see the trailer being... Yeah, that just seems too cut and paste.
They're going to push the movie back again? Speculation on pushing the movie. They're killing Hollywood. These actors are going to start... They're not going to want to do it anymore if they keep pushing the movies back like that.
I was reading something about that too. They weren't like, I don't know where they're standing, because I read two separate articles. One was just saying, they're pushing the movie back, but the other one like dove in and said they're talking about pushing the global release back, but still having the U.S. release normal. I don't know. I mean, they're all worried. They're all paying attention to this D variant. They're all, they want to make sure that it's going to go, that people are going to get to go watch it. I mean, why would you release a movie in the middle of a time where it would flop? But
Florida's, I don't know. Florida isn't that bad with cases right now. I don't know where you heard that from. There's a few, but
I'm going to pull the reins on this one, Pizza.
Yeah, I know.
We could rant for hours on that one and upset the entire community. Hey, we may actually get some viewers. Maybe we should talk about it. No, I'll pull the reins on that.
Right, yeah, I'll pull that in right away.
We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk mainstream. I just hope everybody gets better. I hope we don't go into shutdowns again. I hope they get I hope they get a new vaccine rolling out that works on these new variants, because the old one is not
coding. The old one's not doing anything.
It's expected. It was a last season virus vaccine. You don't get the flu virus vaccine in March and expect it to work in, September. It doesn't work that way. You got to get the new one when it comes out.
Well,
so hopefully we get a new one for it and get it under control. And
that's a whole other issue.
Yeah. I think it's really, really sad that 0.001% of people are dying. You know, it's a shame, but I my prayers to everyone who's having to deal with it. And we're gonna move on because I don't want to open that can of worms as much as I want to open that can of worms.
Yeah. Here's Robbie's new thing.
Peacemaker.
I mean, they're definitely getting better with the figures they're doing. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's having. We had a blast with that. The poor girl in GameStop asked us how we felt about Suicide Squad. Robbie was practically like Jim Carrey. He was like, and another thing they did with it. He just gave his full opinion, man. I was like, holy crap.
Quinn, I'm going to say this. I know we pulled the reins back. I'm going to say this real quick. I know 20 people who have tested positive for the D variant. All 20 of them got vaccinated. They still got it. They still got sick. They still had to quarantine. They still had to do all the same crap. It didn't do them any good. And it wasn't all just one vaccination. There were a bunch of them. There were separate family groups, family units, and they each one went and got different ones because they didn't know which one was going to work because there was no info on it. The FDA won't approve it, so even if they do get sick from that, they can't. There's no. It's sorry, you got sick. Well, we cannot do anything about it.
Well, the whole thing they can't say it's Delta variant because they said there's no test.
Yeah,
for the Delta variant.
We don't know what variant it is. They just got sick, but they still got it.
Right,
they still got positive.
80% of the cases right now are for people that have been vaccinated. So,
and then you get people like my mom who can't get vaccinated. She can't. Her doctor keeps telling, like she goes to the doctor. Have they come up with one better? No. She goes, you take this vaccination, you will go into anaphylactic shock, and you will die because you are allergic, deathly allergic to 3 ingredients in this vaccination, just like these other vaccinations that she can't get because they will kill her.
The best thing to do.
That's how it is. I mean, that's not dogging vaccinations, but it's just like everything. You know, my mom can't. There is a huge amount of food out there she can't eat. If she drinks the wrong coffee, if she goes to a store, she can't buy milkshakes anywhere. Anything that's got the hintest light of soy, soybean oil, or anything whatsoever of soy is a hospital rush after it touches her mouth. Her throat instantly shrinks up. EpiPen type stuff. And that's not the only one. She's got tons of allergies that she's developed that, so she can't get it. And, luckily around here they're not doing it, but she was straight up told by certain people that if they went the whole vaccine passport, she wouldn't be able to go shopping. They wouldn't let her in. She was, even if I have something from the doctor saying I can't get it, nope, you wouldn't be able to come in. So it's like,
never mind. I won't go any further into that. I'm just, So, what other movies are coming out soon we want to see?
Apparently none. Apparently they're all getting pushed back. I'm sorry. It annoys me. It upsets me. Lock and Key Season 2 is coming on Netflix next month, I believe, September.
Okay. Yeah, Ghostbusters is the one I'm still hopping up and down like a little kid for that one when that comes out. But
that's what's coming out
Thanksgiving they have it as of right now for Ghostbusters 2.
Like a week or two ago.
Or Ghostbusters
Afterlife.
Yeah,
they're shooting for an HBO Max release. I don't see them pushing it back again.
All right. And then we already talked about the whole thing with Scarlett Johansson.
Matrix is coming out in December. 4th Matrix movie.
I don't know. I'm still not feeling the Matrix anymore.
Peace out, D-Nick. Sorry about the little tiny rant thing. I'm getting annoyed at all the. I get annoyed at disruptions. I'm selfish.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like the first Matrix. I might even fall for the second one, but I think it's run its course, in my opinion.
I loved the whole trilogy. I loved the idea of it. I loved I hate to say twist of it, but I loved the whole idea that it's like, oh, no, we're highly intelligent computers. We know there's a flaw in our system. We know that there will be a Neo per se, we know we're going to have this, anomaly pop up. This is how we've been handling it in the past. It's been working. This is how it needs to go.
Yeah, I'm just. There's been a few other. I know they started talking about the new Star Trek movie. They're starting to get a script for and a screenplay and all that going. They got that in the works at the moment. So I can't, and I'm still.
Who's writing that screenplay? Have they said who's writing them yet? Who's
No, I
writing
haven't
it?
seen.
Because they need to
They
say
said-
who's. They need to say who's writing it so we can give them a phone call. Kirk
They
versus
said, I
Kirk.
think they said who it was, but offhand I'm brain farting. But I have to tell you, I think they're pushing the mirror universe stuff. So they're.
That's what we need.
I've seen it in the Migos. I've seen it in this. I think I got the Spock Mirror Universe Migo the other day.
I'm telling you, that would be the Wrath of Khan of the Kelvin Universe Star Trek movies. It would be the first contact of the Star. That is those two iconic films, Wrath of Khan and First Contact, are the two best Star Trek movies out there because of their deep connections to the series. When you watch them, you get that memory of the series. When you watch Wrath of Khan, you're getting to see a legitimate sequel to Space Seed. You're not just watching another continuing story of the crew. No, this has to do with all that stuff.
Yeah.
And when you're watching First Contact, same thing. You're not just getting a continuation of the crew. Oh, this is where they're at. Oh, wow. Worf just happens to be on our ship when all crap breaks loose. Okay. No, this has a lot to do with Best of Both Worlds. I mean, come on. I think if they were to have it to where it would be a direct sequel, or not a direct sequel, but if it were Prime Mirror Universe Kirk trying to get back to the Prime Universe to get revenge on,
That
Kirk,
Yeah.
but ends up, because of this new Kelvin timeline being created, going to it instead, I think that would make for an amazing story.
I think because they're talking about doing something to connect all the universes together again. I think everybody is trying to play some kind of multiverse connection in all their films now, but Star Trek, that would be a good way to do it. Mirror Universe original, other than the Spock principle in it, the Prime Spock, and then a Mirror Universe, Kirk and Kelvin Kirk. It's a concept. I know a lot of people are still.
They could turn around and have the original or the new cast sort of portray the original cast. Don't do like they did in Discovery, where they showed a clip of the original show and then brought in the new cast members and tried to be like, yeah, it's the same people.
What do you mean?
When they brought in it was Discovery season 2 when they showed the clip of the menagerie at the beginning. When they were finding out that where they were taking Spock to the place where they took Pike.
Talos 4, yeah.
Yeah. They showed the actual clip from the original series.
Oh, did they? I didn't see that.
Yeah. And then was like, oh, we're tied it in. These are the characters. No, don't do that. But set it up with the new actors, but frame it exactly how it was in the original series. So you would feel like you're watching an episode of the original series just with the new actors a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I liked when they did that with Talos in the Discovery.
It was cool, but it took you out of it for a minute because you could tell they're completely different characters.
Well, it was still Vina, it was still the Telosians and all that.
Yeah, I'm just saying having that separation of, I'm sorry, it would be really hard to watch Nimoy's Spock and then turn around and try to watch Kelvin Spock, or Shatner's Kirk and then, have that and then try to watch this, Chris Pine take over the role partway into the movie. I'm saying if the opening scene was the closing scene or the last scene that Mirror Kirk was in of Mirror Mirror, if the opening scene was that scene, but played by the Kelvin Universe actors.
Yeah.
That scene, blocking for blocking, word for word, style for style, and then followed through, I think it would work. Yeah, no, I don't want Chris Pine versus Shatner either. I'm just saying, if they had that scene to tie it together, to give an idea for those who may not have watched it, get an idea of what it is, and for those, and it would probably get those people to go, I'm going to go watch that episode. And then be like, wow, that was really cool the way they did that.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do that. I mean, with Chris Pine, I'm real happy. I can't wait to see Strange New Worlds for what they do with this stuff, because they've already been filming that. I've already been reading up on that. And that was the one thing I liked about Discovery Season 2 is the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very faithful recreation, but modernized version of Enterprise. It wasn't like the crap they did in the Kelvin timeline or every different Star Trek movie, 1 through whatever. It was
the Kelvin timeline. The Kelvin timeline makes sense, and it was edited. It was dropped from the script. It was edited out. This and that. The people who wrote the script for Abrams' Star Trek were Trekkies.
Yeah,
and there were
Abrams
wasn't, but the people he hired to write the script were not only his friends, but they were Trekkies.
Right.
And there was stuff in there that got the reason for the, they wanted to explain. There were a lot of explainaways, and the explainaway for the aesthetics on why the ship looked different is technology was grabbed when the Romulan ship and Spock ship came back. When the Romulan ship came back, that ship was grabbed. The crew was put in prison. There was even a deleted scene where they were in prison. And so a lot of the technology that was going on was based off of stolen technology and from that ship. So that's how they progressed a lot quicker. Like, imagine where we would be at today if 30 years ago, somebody drove a Tesla full of cell phones and laptops into that time frame. We would progress a lot more. We'd be a lot further today than we would have been if that hadn't happened.
But they said Spock's ship didn't come through until almost.
Spock's ship didn't. But if you have the DVD or the Blu-ray, there's a deleted scene in there. The Klingons intercepted.
Intercepted the Narada.
The Narada had been there since the day Kirk was born.
Right.
Spock's ship didn't come through until
25 years later.
So you've got 25 years of technology floating around. And that's going to cause, things to advance. And the Klingons aren't going to get that ship and nobody's going to go over. Section 31 is going to let them go, oh, they can have all that technology. No, they went in and got some of it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see what these seasons are going to be like on some of the new shows. I'm waiting for the Book of Boba Fett to come out with The Mandalorian. Strange New Worlds I'm waiting for. Prodigy, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that yet. The CGI cartoon for Janeway.
The Nickelodeon cartoon.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that yet. But it's Star Trek, so I'll probably watch it. But Season 2 I'm waiting for of Lower Decks. I just think it's funny. I love it. It's Star Trek and it's funny, like takes you away from the actual, it's a cartoon geared for adults and stuff like that. But I'm a simple creature. And what else? I know there's talking about a whole lot of new Star Wars shows on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they're talking about it. I don't know how far they're going to go with it, though, because they don't want to saturate the market with it. I'm down for everything. Bring me everything. I'm sorry. I like it. With me, saturation would be one of those things to where it's like, you have to watch this show to understand what's going on, and this show to understand what's going on, and this show to understand what's going on, and this show.
That would get a little old.
But if they were linear, like if you're a Boba Fett fan, then you can watch Boba Fett
Yeah.
and be good. If you don't like Boba Fett and you're not interested in the show, then you could watch another show, and then when they do mash up, you can still understand what's going on. There can be references to it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like the Obi-Wan show, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with Obi-Wan. Because they're talking a lot of big things with that.
I can't wait to see it. Oh, man, I'm stoked. And I see so many people go, oh, an Obi-Wan show? What? We're just going to have a show of him walking around Tatooine? No one said he stayed on the dang planet the entire time.
It's like he could have traveled. He could have traveled and just kept coming back kind of thing.
Here's my thought, and this is where I think I would love for the Obi-Wan show to pick up. I would love for the Obi-Wan show to pick up when in Rebels, I don't know if you've seen it or not, in the episode in Rebels where Darth Maul goes to Tatooine and finds Obi-Wan.
I didn't see that.
He goes there and finds Obi-Wan and they have their final battle. I would love the show to pick up right after that because I don't see Obi-Wan as being someone like, oh, Darth Maul could find me. Luke's still safe. I'll hang out. No, I would be like, if Darth Maul can find me, I got to find out what's going on here. I got to throw people off the scent. I got to do whatever. You know? And at the same time, I would love to see another Obi-Wan Darth Vader fight. Like Obi-Wan fight actual Vader, not Anakin on most of it. I would love to see a little bit more of that. You know, because, and so many people are like, well, that wouldn't work because he never states the last time I saw Anakin was at the Clone Wars when he turned. Right. All it was is I haven't felt his presence in a very long time. Well, if I haven't seen a friend of mine in 10 years, I haven't seen him in a very long time.
Right.
Crashly's asking, why would Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fight?
All right. No more purple hair. You just ruined it.
The guy that died at the beginning, who was his trainer guy?
I think Hollow Queen left too.
I think we left everyone.
Yeah, I think so. Well, it's 12:30 here, so I think we might want to call it a night for now.
Let me look and see here. I'm looking to see how many people are watching.
2.
2, me and you.
Yeah, me and you.
All right, let's call it a night.
Alrighty.
Oh, wait, hold on. Harley Quinn didn't leave.
Oh.
We loved Crashly, but not for her encyclopedic knowledge of nerd culture. But no, I would love to see a lot more of that. I want to see more.
I really can't remember who that was.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more of Obi-Wan finding out more about Vader.
Yeah.
He's got some training to do. I'd like to see more of that, but I would like to see some of the Obi-Wan to Vader thing. And I want to do one last thing on here for people. I'm going to do a quick search of it. This is for all those people that throw a fit about oh, well, Ewan McGregor looks so young versus
Obi-Wan.
Sir Alec Guinness is Obi-Wan and everything. Now, I am going to save image as. Save.
Uh-oh.
Save image as. Save.
She's looking on Reddit for the trailer. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably a fake trailer, but people are getting really good with their fakes anymore. So.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and add this. Now.
You broke it.
It's StreamYard used to let me save pictures and put them on there. But now it's saying it's not doing JPEGs. All right. I'll just do this. Share screen. Microsoft Edge tab.
Don't show them all my secrets.
Boom. Look at this picture.
Jesus.
Look at that age difference. Look at this picture. This is what 8 years of stress will do to you living in the White House. Imagine living in a cave on a desert planet.
Well, he had a
20
house.
years. Huh?
He had a regular house for the time period, but George.
Look at the differences, though. That's the kicker. Here we go.
Well, he was in office for 12 years.
Obi-Wan was on Tatooine for
20
20 years. Stress will make you age. I'm just saying, all those people who were like, oh, Obi-Wan looks so much older in just 20 years.
Yeah. That's what stress will do to you.
Yeah. And then I love the new theory that because you don't see Obi-Wan until after he heals Luke, that healing Luke drained him to make him look older.
Huh.
After Luke got whacked with the dang
With the gaffy stick.
and then Obi-Wan goes up and heals him. Which people still argue about that. I watched the movie. I always thought Obi-Wan used the Force to heal him. I always thought the Force could heal. I thought that was a power.
Well, yeah, that's what Rey did on all that shit in those movies.
Well, yeah, but everybody was like, "Whoa, Force healing!" Like, it's the first movie that came out had Force healing in it. Like,
Yeah, I'm not sure how. I didn't really think that in that movie at all. That really never came to me in that movie.
see, when in episode 4,
Yeah.
see, to me, like, why else would he go up and hold his hand over his head like that for a little while
I just figured he was checking him, like seeing if he's breathing or checking whatever.
on his forehead?
I don't know. I'm just saying it never hit me.
It was on his. I'd understand if he went up and checked for a pulse or put his. Was he breathing? No. He goes up and lays his hand right here.
You in
For a
there,
little
kid? Start shaking his head. You in there, kid?
Come on, wake up! No, he just goes up immediately and just. And to me, I truly think that was the intention. I'd have to look at the novel, perhaps in the novelization.
It's always this point.
Might very well be. Maybe we got some homework. All right, guys, we're gonna go. I got comments here. Let me see here. Yeah, Force healing can totally be a thing. Yeah, there we go. It binds us. It penetrates us. Yeah, exactly. I always, even when I first watched that movie as a kid, I was like, "Oh, Obi-Wan healed him. Cool."
My thing with that is I always remember the Family Guy show when they were doing the Star Wars thing on Family Guy.
Blue Harvest.
You don't believe in the Force, do you? Oh, you mean the thing you just found out about 2 hours ago and now we're totally into it? Yeah. I get a kick out of that.
Oh, that's not how the Force works. No. All right. Well, we're out, guys. It's late, so
Yeah. Pizza's got to do stuff tomorrow.
yep. Live long and prosper. This is the way. Nerdsters out.
Bye-bye.
And